What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another week with yours truly. First off, got to give the current events, obviously. I'm currently watching something called I Am a Killer on Netflix, and it's wild. Netflix is just putting out some crazy shit that appeals to everyone, I guess. You got shit for every type of person on there, but I get into the murder, cult, killer type shit, and this is basically just a face-to-face interview and like a retelling from the point of the guy that actually is in jail facing the death penalty. So if you kill someone or do whatever crime and they sentence you to death, you have to wait in jail for X amount of time until you get fucking killed, whatever way they do it. But this Netflix series is just, they find cases and they find people that have been sentenced to death and they just interview them. And it's fucking wild. Definitely crazy. And it's just it's just wild to hear from the point of view of the person who killed someone and that's on death row. You know what I mean? But definitely check that out if you're into weird shit like myself and my wife. Definitely wild. But anyway, the reason we're here, my guest this week is a guy by the name of Noah Panico. I hope I'm pronouncing that last name right. But most people know him as DJ BattleMonkey. DJ BattleMonkey or Noah, however the fuck you know him, is a Pittsburgh native. Was a music DJ for a minute, just a man of many hats. I went to his crib, and as soon as you walk in, you just start seeing all the fucking heat. You start seeing all kinds of BAPE, all kinds of Supreme, all kinds of Cause, Bear Brick, and his house looks like a fucking museum. And he's just a super cool dude. I linked up with him through a mutual friend, and he was like, hey man, I know this dude who he's pretty cool. He has a wild collection of shit. He seems like an interesting guy. Maybe you should check him out, and maybe he would be a good person to talk to on the podcast. So I said, fuck it. I looked at his Instagram, and first thing I see is just hundreds of pictures of shoes. So I start digging a little bit deeper, and I start seeing all the shit that this guy has. And, obviously but he's another person who's not super out there on social media, older dude, 43. So he's not he didn't come up in the social media social media era where people were fucking living with their hand attached to their phone. But super interesting dude. I hit him up and he was down to do the podcast, and it was a good talk. We talked about pretty much anything to do with the streetwear culture, hip hop, graffiti, rap music, style, clothing brands, brand names, fucking where he grew up. We just had a good conversation. Like I said, I didn't know a thing about this dude. It was and that I feel is what makes it a good podcast, because it's just a fucking stranger that you're just trying to get to know. And luckily for me, this dude was super cool. So there was a little bit of some audio issues with the mics moving and everything like that. But you just got to deal with it. Throw me a frickin' bone here. But without further ado, episode 32 of I'll Call You Right Back podcast with DJ BattleMonkey.
Telephone.
Hello?
Telephone.
I'll call you right back. Call you right back.
Telephone.
I'll Call You Right Back podcast. The Supreme shit is definitely interesting to me because, how you were saying, you don't blame kids nowadays for, getting into it because, it's just all that they see on social media. Social media is like literally your lifeline of every day. So like I'll open my phone in the morning. If it's literally the first thing I do whenever I wake up, and the last thing I do before I go to bed is I'm looking at my phone and just re-scroll it up.
Yeah, like I don't care. They're like, like it's a different world. Like, and I'll talk about that. Like when you were talking about Kanye, because that's one of my big things is like we're in a different era where it's 24/7, so it's oversaturation, and that's why that shit matters. And people get butthurt on it.
But so are you a fan of? Are you like a genuine fan of like the new shit that Supreme puts out that's not accessories? I feel like accessories.
I haven't bought a Supreme clothing piece in decades.
Yeah. So did you see that Supreme Copies book that just came out?
Yeah.
So
I sent a bunch. I used to always send them stuff. Like I used to when I got robbed, I had a bunch of like Hermes and like Gucci ashtrays. I collect like vintage ashtrays.
Yeah.
A bunch got stolen. And a lot of them Supreme is redone. So I used to send them pictures of it. Do you guys have that book?
No, we don't have it. Like we don't carry any Supreme or resell shit. But like I
just meant that book. Yeah, I didn't know if it was like a
no, but like how like Brick and Time Mom used to have like all like the street art books and shit like that.
Okay.
Like we don't really have any like accessories like that. That is something we need to get into more. But like I seen that Supreme Copies book, and it was basically just like a book. So did Supreme put that out?
No, somebody else did.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Like they weren't going to put that out themselves, but
nah.
like it's just a book of like all the shit that they make that's literally copied exactly from something else.
Exactly from something else. I don't know where those ashtrays are.
I don't know. Like the way I was telling Germ, like I feel like Supreme and Kanye like kind of go hand in hand, because like Supreme could put out anything in the world right now and it's going to sell out because people love it just because of the brand. But like,
I mean, people will spend $10 today for resales.
I was just going to ask you about that. I have a dude that I know who, a good friend of mine that lives in Manhattan, and I was like, if you could find these newspapers, get me 10 of them. I'll pay you whatever you want. And they're nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
So nowhere to be found. So explain what just happened.
Had them on for $10 each. I was like, pfft. I'm like, yo, you gotta sell anything out here now. It's crazy.
So Supreme linked up with New York Post, and they printed their logo on a white cover with just a Supreme box logo on the front of the newspaper. I don't know anything really about like the background of how that came about. Do you?
It's just
that was like an actual.
I feel like it's just the same thing as, I mean, they still love New York, support New York. So I feel like it's the same thing as doing the thing last time with New York Transit.
With the Metro cards?
Yeah, the Metro cards. I feel like it's just that. Like, here's what we're going to do for the city.
Like guerrilla marketing type things.
Just a little marketing. And, I mean, let's be honest. Like, James, a lot of those same dudes are still around.
Yeah.
So it's cool to have your company and get to literally do what you want.
Yeah, whatever the fuck you want.
Like, whatever
now.
you want. You can, and, like, sell out. People have all that different ideas to sell out. Like, it is what it is, man. Everybody got to eat.
Yeah.
And leave something for somebody when it's all done. But like, they're in a great position. So what do you want to do this year? Oh, shit, let's do like
whatever the fuck we want.
Let's do the New York Post. Cool. Like, let's have a whole issue. Oh, let's do our lookbook in the newspaper. Like, that's you know.
And that's where
say what you want. Like, as much as people hate Supreme, they make a move like that. And that wins. That's a win this year. And their lookbook, like, again, another season. I don't like any pieces, but
their accessories this year are crazy.
Accessories are good. Like, I don't know. I think there's maybe like 3 or 4 things. I definitely want that vocoder. I think that's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
But that'll be too hard to get. I want the toolbox. I'll get that by hook or crook. One of my friends will come with the toolbox. I already have the other one, but I still like this one.
All right. Now, in the beginning, I open up the podcast with a segment called What's in the Cup. What's in the cup? So let's get that out of the way before.
Am I supposed to flick it since you had that cup noise on the ones I listened to?
I'll put it in there anyway.
He's going to put that in there anyways. Just the coconut water. I wasn't allowed to drink on the podcast, so.
I mean, you can drink.
I can drink, but it wasn't allowed to be in a cup. So
it could be, but I just ain't buying no one alcohol.
Oh, you didn't have to buy it. I would have just poured it myself. And
I
then
get
you
it.
could have guessed.
I get it, but the part of the story of it though is like, you know, like the novelty of it is like the best. Like, you can't be going to the gas station and gearing up with some fucking snacks and a drink. And
Okay.
like, you know what I mean? Like,
So that's the reason. That's why you offered to bring it.
yeah, like some people, like my goal is like if I could find a drink, like
Then I really should have held out for that Martinelli's.
right,
I should have made you go out of
Martinelli's
your
apple
way.
jar.
Yeah.
I would have went and got that because like I'll bring people a drink. Like,
Word on the street is Dollar General has the little ones that look like the hand grenades. For
Really?
$1. But I went to $2 Generals and I didn't see them.
Dollar General also has Deer Park natural spring water for $1 for a big ass. It might be a gallon, and like they're always sold out. But coconut water, it's fire.
As I drank it, yeah, coconut water. Yeah, that's like a signature Noah drink.
And there's some people that'll come on here and they'll be like, you know, I want a Coca-Cola in a glass bottle. Like you said, you like that. Like I've had people come on here, you know, buy water, like Turner's tea and shit like that. But the drink is always the best way, I feel, to open it up because, like, you know, some people just, it's a good way to open it up. You talk about your fucking favorite drink, you know, that's it. And it's just like, it's a good segment. People seem to really like it.
Okay. Well, it was coconut water, Vita Coco. I'm very. You'll learn as this podcast goes. I'm very
Particular.
I'm very in particular, and I'm very brand loyal.
That's all right.
If the only thing you can say about me is I'm brand loyal. So that's
You only
100%.
drink Vita Coco water?
I'll drink others, but like I mean, if I'm buying it, I'm only.
This is probably the only one that I've had that is like the only brand that I've had. It's fire though. I like coconut water.
There's just too many that are suspect, and then you read the label and
It's all
they're
not
horrible.
natural.
Yeah,
It's just
and
a
you're
bunch
like,
of fake
well,
shit.
what am I drinking? And I'm not like a label reader,
But you're
I
a
still
brand
like if
brand
I'm
loyalty.
brand loyal, and if I have the same thing enough, I know what the label says. Like I
Yeah.
spent my time reading it.
Yeah, you
Like,
already
I
know.
drink
Read it
off
once,
of
you're
each
good.
day, yeah.
But back to the fucking Supreme
Yes.
shit. Like we were talking about Supreme, and that's why I put Supreme and Kanye in the same type of class right now because like Kanye has gotten so big to the point where he can literally put out anything he wants, and people are going to be receptive to it, whether
Yeah,
it be.
but like so. God, finish.
No. Go ahead. Like that's why. Like I think it is because like Kanye could literally put out whatever he wants and it's gonna sell. So
Well, when
Supreme
you-
put shit out, they're gonna buy it. Like it doesn't matter.
Well, you said it on the other podcast, like the whole Kanye poop scoot.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what anybody says. That song is a banger. The beat is great. Everything up until his bars, but it is what it is, you know? Like,
Do you think that was a serious song, or do you think that was just like a marketing?
that was just so with somebody. Not that us, because nobody, I don't say you don't have listeners, but that
I got listeners. Don't
I
be
know,
taking me lightly.
I'm not taking away your listeners, but I meant to say, like, they did that so, like, people would talk about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Guess what Joe Budden's talking about tomorrow. Guess
Yeah.
what this person.
Breakfast Club and all
Guess
that
what the
shit.
Breakfast Club's talking about. Guess what Kanye got a track, and that's what it is.
It
You know,
is.
and nobody bitched when he had that's like similar bars on Kids See Ghosts.
Yeah.
You
Did you like that?
I love. It's one of my favorite albums this year. Love
Really?
that album. It's granted it's only 7 tracks, but that's a classic for Noah. Like that is like I will always listen to that album.
I like it.
There's at least 5 songs on that album that I could listen to anytime. I'm good with that album.
Are you a big Cudi fan?
Yes and no. I don't listen to a lot of Cudi. I like
Yeah.
Cudi. I like good music. Cudi, I really like.
I dislike more than I like.
See,
for sure.
Yeah, I don't listen to enough Cudi to say I'd like him or don't like him.
Yeah, but I love his bangers. Like
Yeah.
I do. I love the singles that he puts out. I do, but you know that the album he put out before Kids See Ghosts, I can't remember what it was, but it was terrible.
Yeah.
I was not a fan whatsoever. Did you like Kanye's?
Yeah, I did like Kanye's.
I didn't hate it at
I wish
all.
we would have got the real Kanye album that was supposed to come
Yeah,
out
instead of just like the redo.
I just was an idiot on TV, so let me address all the relevant topics and get
Yeah.
it out there.
But
But
I also
it is
didn't
what
hate
is.
it.
That's the more you listen to that album, it's good.
Yeah, it's
And,
not bad at all.
I mean, Nas album. I mean, it's a Nas album. It is what it is. I haven't liked Nas.
Yeah, like I was
Illmatic.
gonna say, like,
you
it
know
was
what you're getting out of a Nas. You get a couple good bangers. There's great tracks, but the production on it is top notch. Tiana Taylor's banging. That's a great album.
Yeah, I didn't listen to that one.
That's got like some of the best Ye production on it. That's
Really?
a great album. Yeah.
What about Daytona?
Daytona's awesome.
Yeah.
Daytona. I mean, he set the bar, But I mean, it's Push. Like, I love Push. Push is definitely in my top 5.
See,
but
I am not a huge Push guy. Like,
because you just don't want to hear the same bars year after year about how many ways you could.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's just like, I just think that like there's like I appreciate it. Like I definitely, I'll listen to it and shit, but it's like not what I'm going to choose to listen to.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And like some people will hate on that, some people won't,
Yeah.
but like it's just like that's not something that like I was never huge into that, you know what I mean? But I thought it was good. I thought that album was good for sure. I wasn't a huge fan of Wiz's album. There's a couple good songs on there.
All Wiz albums are kind of the same to me.
Although his
like,
newer
I'll be
ones.
honest, the only Wiz, I don't hate Wiz. I don't love Wiz albums. It's just not what I listen to. Like, Wiz is a relevant artist. He's like Snoop. Like, his albums are coming out. Like, he's got some party jams. You know what you're getting. But I did like that 808 Mafia one they did with like Juicy Wiz, where they rapped over it like 808 Mafia did the beat.
I really, my favorite track on there was Blue Hunnits with like Hardo and Jimmy Wapo.
Yeah. I mean, that's a Pittsburgh anthem, right?
It is a Pittsburgh anthem, but like honestly, Jimmy Wapo and Hardo, like they destroyed that track. And like Wiz is like you said,
you have to though. That's your chance to shine.
Yeah, I know,
like,
but
you're getting to spit on a Wiz track. Like 90% of the people that heard that track didn't know Jimmy Wapo or Hardo, or they maybe heard their names. But,
yeah.
But like, I mean, your grandma buy you like buy, you know, like
Jimmy
buy
Wapo
kids, buy kids Wiz albums.
That's true. People buy kids Wiz albums for sure.
Yeah, like it is what it is.
I don't know. I thought it was
G-God Mafia was called.
Yeah, I didn't listen to that. I didn't listen to it.
It's good. It's definitely worth.
I'll check it out.
Definitely worth listening to.
What about are you a fan of Mac?
I don't dislike Mac. I'm too old to like Mac. You know,
See,
like
his new shit is like
that's what I've heard.
His new shit is like jazzy type blues.
Okay.
With like some soul in it, and it's unlike anything I've heard from him before, and I really enjoyed it. Like Swimming was probably one of my favorites that I've heard this year, and I mean it's just super different.
I have to listen to it.
It's very different.
I mean, I've always disappointed. Like, I always wanted that. I know there's other stories involved with it, but I always wanted to hear the Wiz and Pharrell album. Like, or not Wiz, but
Wiz and Mac.
Mac and Pharrell.
Oh, okay.
Like, I really wanted to see that to fruition because.
What was that one called? Like Pink Slime or something?
Pink Slime. But I wanted to hear the whole project. But I guess nothing's ever going to come of that.
I think he supposedly had a song with Vince Staples too. That was I want to say it was called like Escalade or Range Rover or something. Okay. Mac and that, but it was on a previous released like track list. But then it didn't show up on that regular tape. But I was a Vince Staples. Like I'm pretty big fan of like what he puts out. I enjoy his music.
I don't listen to a lot of time. Definitely. Like,
it's understandable. What do you listen to now? Like what's your everyday shit?
I like I said, like all those Ye albums I listened to. Really, everything came out this summer. I listened to like Scorpion. I listened to.
Are you a big Drake fan?
I do. I love Drake, man.
See,
it's hard not to, man.
I don't understand how people don't like him. I mean, like
people don't like him. I don't want to say you don't know the art, but it's easier to hate on people. Like Drake, he's not even he's not an American artist. He's a global artist, and that's what people don't realize. He's on Michael Jackson numbers.
Yeah.
So like people talking about, he don't write, he doesn't write. Like you go to a studio, you see what a session looks like. You're gonna get credits, and people like like nowadays they have to give these writing credits on their songs because they're already gonna get blown.
That's what I asked Germ.
And that's where the money comes from.
That's what I was curious about Germ because like some
Depends
people
who it is, right?
some people will have 30 fucking writers on one song, but I was asking Germ, like I was like, how in depth does that go? And he was like, it all just depends on how generous the artist is because
exactly.
like if I'm in here making a song and you're chilling in here with me and like you're like, oh that like instead of this word fits a little bit better, and I'm like, oh shit, it does. Like like you can give me credit for that, or I could not give you credit for that.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean like you can't take away the fact that like I know a dude who's like, oh fuck Drake, he don't write shit, like he's a sellout and everything. It's like, dude, he's like I don't think he gives a fuck if he has the title of like a rap artist. The dude is just like a multi-million-dollar like just a business mogul.
Put out a double album of bangers.
Yeah, and I mean like a lot of the song, there was definitely more good songs than there were bad ones. But I mean like some of his shit is generic. Like if I hear In My Feelings one more time, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. I just can't deal with that. But like I feel like I feel like you can't hate on a dude like that.
And then like and since Scorpion came out, like those 2 freestyles he had,
Yeah.
he was ridiculous. Like he's a one take artist.
What about
and,
a J. Cole? You like J. Cole?
No, I don't. Like I've heard, I don't know. I don't listen to J. Cole, so
Yeah.
like maybe I'll love him if I listen to him, but like
It's a little bit boring, but
yeah, I've heard J. Cole's Heartbroken and Lose His Virginity like 15 times in
Yeah.
like 3 different singles. Like, come on. Like,
yeah, and it's
get
the same music over and over.
And everybody was like Jay gave him that rock chain. I don't know if people remember that, but like, he was like passing the torch, Rock Nation to him.
Yeah.
J. Cole didn't run with that torch.
yeah, I mean, he definitely
didn't.
didn't. Like
He didn't.
I don't think that he was I don't know.
Like it's funny. Like I listen to what I always listen to. So like there's certain East Coast artists I always listen to. Like any Locks, like that whole world. Listen to Jada, like Fab, like all the people that I grew up listening to. I'll still listen to all their projects when they come out. As poor as they are, sometimes I'll still listen to those. And then I listened, like I said, I like Drake a lot. So I listen to OVO radio. So like what they put me onto, like I listen to stuff that way. So that's good. It gives me a bigger worldview. And then
broadens your horizon.
Yeah, and then BD, I don't know if you know who BD is.
I know who BD is.
Right. So
Varsity
BD,
Squad?
Yeah. Right. So BD's like little brother to me. That's like my homie. We watch.
Does he still make music?
No.
Okay.
Well, he's still, I don't want to say he's done, but,
he
he got
around.
like a real career. Like he got.
That's what's up.
Yeah, he got like business. He's doing his thing, and he still loves music. And,
Yeah.
but he's like that's where his focus is now on his like career and his life. So like he'll put me down with a lot of stuff. He'll be like, yo, listen to this, listen to this, and I'll be like, yo, I cannot take this,
Yeah.
So like I'll talk to him a lot about music. So like I'm that like. I guess I could be some of your listeners' dad. So like I don't want to ever be that dude. Like I got white hair now, but I've had that since I was like 14.
Bro,
so,
I got crazy gray hair right now.
Yeah. How old are you?
How old do you think I am?
33.
28.
28. I was guessing older because of friends that I was associating you with. Okay.
I've always hung with older people.
Okay.
But Maddie...
Nah, your hair's good, man. At 28, my shit was like 90%.
Hey, at least you're not fucking bald,
that's
dude.
The thing. I didn't go bald. But
Yeah,
I love my bald friends, but like
I don't
in
want
our
to be
early
bald,
20s, like the struggle for some of them was real with baldness, and I felt bad. Like I still like my hair is fucked up.
My cousin was losing his hair in fucking like 7th grade.
Yeah.
He's been bald. Just take it off. Don't even fuck with it.
Yeah. But
take
then,
it off
like,
and embrace it.
I mean, I get a shape up like every 10 days, and I couldn't imagine having to shave your head every day.
Oh my God, it would be
That would be
terrible. Now they make
disaster.
them as seen on TVs. You put it on like a ring and you just
this
run
shit
it
look
over
like
your
a
head.
Hot Wheel run on your head.
A Hot Wheel?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Has Supreme ever put out Supreme Hot Wheels?
No, that's a shock. They haven't done that yet.
Yeah, now that
That's
you
a
say
shock.
Hot Wheels, that's a shock. I don't know why that just popped into my head. But so what I'm real curious about from you is like I look around your spot and like you have an insane amount of like Bear Bricks, Cause, BAPE, Supreme. Where did this all come into play at? Like where'd you grow up?
I'm originally from Ellwood City.
Where's that even
That's
at?
like an hour north, 45 minutes north, in between Newcastle and Zillionople.
Okay. Now, what was what was growing up like for you? Like,
It was cool. I mean, I grew up in the 80s, so like I grew up in that like town where you had a main street. Like, you skateboard. Like, you'd leave the house at 10 a.m. You come home when it was dark.
Yeah.
You skate all over town. As long as you didn't like, even if you got hit by a car, if your parents didn't find out, it was good. You were gravy, man. Like that was life. Like people, like my parents weren't stupid. They locked the doors, but like people didn't lock the doors.
Yeah.
And I had a great life growing up. I have an older brother. We're super close. My parents are chill as I told you earlier. Like I got the chillest parents, man. Like my dad was an art teacher for 40 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my mom was an English teacher. She retired. She quit when she had us to raise us.
Yeah.
And then she went back and she's not teaching anymore, but she taught GED for like ever.
Okay.
So, so like I think that's where my love of art came in, was obviously from my dad. And my parents are cultural. Like it's funny because people are like, oh, how would you get into this stuff growing up in Pittsburgh or Ellwood especially? And it's just like, my parents were cultural. Plus, it was relevant as shit. Like we had 5-6 channels.
Yeah.
So, 83, 84, 83, 84, like rap starting to come around, 85, you have your Run DMC albums,
And you were listening to rap and shit back then?
100%.
So how do you get into that from being like...
I would assume my older brother, because we listened
What's the age difference?
3 years.
Okay.
So we listened. So this would have been like 84 or so. I don't know where my brother was really into music. My brother's always been into music. He loves death metal now, like on another level.
Death metal.
Like death metal, like Norwegian.
And yinz Norwegian black metal.
Yes. Like my brother and I, like if you see us together, like we were polar opposites. Like we don't look the same, we don't dress the same, but our mannerisms are the same. But our likes are not the same. It's just cool. Like
it's literally 100% what my brother is.
Is
like.
it? So you got that like great dynamic.
He's caving, like he's going out and caving and like fucking, going on hikes every day, and like he grew up playing soccer and like, or not grew up playing soccer, but like doesn't look like me. He's a skinny dude, like all this shit. But like we don't like a lot of the same shit, but like we like all the same movies, and we just connect mentally. Like
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Have that brother language.
You don't even have to like me and him don't even have to communicate to know what's going on really. But exactly. I know what you're talking about, and it's cool like having an older brother, because like that's your filter of cool shit. Like they're already older, so they have to deal with it.
Yeah. So so we listened. So that's what we listened to was punk music and. Crush Groove soundtrack.
Now, how do you get exposed to music back then whenever there's not like social media online?
Go to like, it was funny because you said that to somebody else and they said go to National Record Mart. And you were like, what's that? But we had record stores. So you go to a record store and that would be in the front. And I was in 4th grade. My dad had a heart attack. So... shout out to like not having anywhere to go. So my mom used to take us like 3 days a week to therapy with my dad. So there was like nothing for us to do as kids. So like we'd have to sit there with my dad, like was in hospital and stuff and do this. So like my mom would always like try to do something for us after. So we get a record. Yeah. We couldn't always get Transformers. They were a little out of the price world, but we'd get a G.I. Joe. You know, so like we'd get records and we share them. So that's really like, where I came. Like my brother, I liked hip hop, rap. It was only rap. Hip hop didn't exist. It was only rap then. And I liked that way more than my brother, definitely was more guitar friendly, punk. So, and that's really what did it for me. And then that was the whole, like the whole hip hop culture was breaking. I wasn't breaking. I wasn't walking around with a refrigerator box.
I know,
that
right?
Shit wasn't happening. I always wanted to DJ. I destroyed my parents' turntables heavy when I was a kid. Yeah. Then, fast forward 13, I bought real sets of turntables. And I DJ'd for a lot of my life now. And then, but, graffiti was like the other part that reached out to me because my brother was a great artist. My brother's a wicked artist.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, great drawer,
That's
painter.
What's up.
Anything you want, my brother can paint. So I was like, man, what am I gonna do? I don't have this skill. So like, I really got into graffiti, bubble letters, painting, that.
And how old were you?
Thing. I mean, first time I got really in trouble was probably like 13 or 14, but like young age a lot. And it was cool though. Like my parents found like really good angles, or not angles, but they really found good ways to have us express what we wanted to do, so we weren't out vandalizing.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. I was out getting up.
Yeah.
But there's a lot, like that's why we were talking about like Pittsburgh graffiti and stuff. There's not animosity with me and a lot of people. Again, a lot of these people are old now, so they got like grandkids that I'm speaking on. Yeah. But I didn't like the culture because I'm not a racker. Like I'm not a racker.
What is that?
When you go and steal your paint.
Oh, okay.
That's the era of graffiti I'm from. Of people rack paint, and that's how you
I just never knew the terminology of that.
Yeah.
I know people that have definitely just went and steal shit.
Yeah, so there's like a whole group, and me, like it's still vandalism. Like there's certain places, cool, get up, but don't get up on like somebody's car. Don't get up on somebody's house. I live in a building. I got cameras. If I see you out, I will knock your head off. And like it's happened, man. Like I've caught kids. Like
it's fucked up if you destroy someone's shit. Yeah. I get it. Like I mean, I'm all for like go find a fucking abandoned building or some shit.
There's creative ways. I was young. I was like of the right age. I got jammed up graffiti, and I got the graffiti bust, and I was like, cool, what am I gonna do? And I mixed the grays a little different.
Yeah.
So I got to get my burn up over like in the square block. You
Yeah.
just see the shading. There's better ways to get up, you know, like there's things, but like back with my parents, so they'd get us airbrushes. Like, you got to airbrush.
Oh, okay.
And then my parents were like, you got to do all these projects in the city. And growing up in a small town was really good for that because we had, like I said, a main street. So we'd get to go paint windows for
that's what's
every
up.
holiday.
So you would go do
And
like the window
it would be
painting.
awesome. I would be like, oh, let me write Happy Easter like crazy big.
Yeah, that's
you know?
fucking cool though.
So there was a lot of cool stuff like that.
Now, was there a graffiti scene where you were growing up?
No, it was.
Okay,
Not at all. And even like not until I came to Pittsburgh in '93 was I really in any culture of graffiti. Like,
Yeah.
I'd seen I'd get like tapes. I'd order tapes from magazines.
Yeah.
You get a random magazine.
See, like I never
And
got to
stuff like
experience
that.
that.
Yeah.
Ordering tapes and shit from
Yeah.
magazines. I never got to
like
experience that.
You'd go to like a Barnes and Noble, Borders,
Yeah, Border, whatever the fuck it was.
whatever they were. We had Walden books.
Yeah, I
and
remember
D.
that. I
Daltons.
remember
So
Walden books.
and they'd have like magazines and stuff, and then you'd find like a random magazine. You'd like sometimes in the back of like sometimes even in like an old skate magazine, there'd be like a graffiti supply catalog. They'd buy nozzles. So like you'd get that, and then you get another catalog. And then like as a kid, you get on that mailing list, and you'd get random things.
Yeah.
So like that really exposed me to the culture, and that really just opened all doors for me because like Future, one of my favorite people in the world, like huge influence on everybody that's into streetwear. Like Lenny, if it wasn't for Future, like streetwear would exist, it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
Like graffiti artists from New York.
Like when was that dude like where was he from and like what years was he popping?
Brooklyn, the real train car riding era,
Okay.
70s, 80s.
Okay.
Futura, he toured with the Clash. He did album covers for the Clash.
Yeah.
So the diversity of Future is unreal. He first artist that brought graffiti into a gallery.
Really?
First graffiti shows were Futura's. First sanctioned murals like Futura did.
Yeah.
All the train cars, and then they took graffiti on the whole Rocksteady tour. They went to France. They went all around the world with Fat Five Freddy and the whole crew, and that's what expanded hip hop culture and graffiti, all from that movement. And Futura was big in Japan, and when Nigo started Nowhere, and he linked up with Future and Stash, did a lot of designs, and most of those designs came into the original Bathing Ape. Okay. I got into Bathing Ape from that. So it was '94. I was getting my first
when did BAPE start?
'93.
They started in '93. Yeah. And when did Supreme start?
Supreme '94.
Okay, '94. And so you were into this shit from the beginning.
Yeah, it was I've tried hard, and this was pre-internet,
Yeah. So for people that aren't listening, BAPE is explain to what this is. What would you explain?
It's a Japanese streetwear brand, but it's more than a streetwear because
it's like
Nigo's mindset,
over.
Is a full functioning lifestyle brand. So, the ugly shark hoodie that you see people wearing, that's what it is.
The full zip up.
That full zip over your head. Not all BAPE fans wear that. I'm older now, so I don't want to say I didn't do that because I know somebody will put out pics, but I'm a home goods person. I care about my house and sneakers. That's it.
Yeah, because I'm
those
looking
are my main things.
You have around your kitchen table. These are BAPE chairs.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's funny because it's one of those things that just happen. Everything I'm into, Nigo from BAPE is into, Herman Miller furniture. I love mid-century modern furniture.
Yeah.
And, that's the whole, design of my house. So, Bathing Ape made their own chairs. And then they did a partnership with Herman Miller, and they made those chair covers on that bench. So, and then they made the Herman Miller table. So they've made a lot of pieces that have just worked well for me.
Yeah.
And then, they've done tons of things with Futura. I got into cause. There's a lot of cause pieces on the wall. Like Germ said, everything's for sale. I'll sell everything.
Like what? So I don't really know what's the background of cause?
Cause designer. I'd say he's probably my age, 41 to 43.
Where's he from?
New York.
Okay.
Actually, he's from Jersey. Went to school in New York. He's done a lot of artwork. He got big to me from painting bus murals. Basically, take the ads out of the bus stops.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had a thing where they would key lock, break, and they'd pull the signs, repaint them, put up new ones. And that's what was real big. He did tons of Calvin Klein's ads.
Oh, shit.
And then Captain Morgan did a sign. Like, they kind of took that whole thing. And that's where, like, kind of, when that happened, there was, like, a lawsuit, I believe, or I've always heard. And that kind of, like, helped branch cause into that world. And then, then he did art shows, and there was like a traveling circuit of a lot of the same artists.
Yeah.
And he was linked up in that Futura stash world. So then one thing led to another. He did designs for Bathing Ape. Then he became friends with Pharrell. Did a lot of Pharrell projects, a lot of album covers. That led to, like, he did the Macy's parade. He had the giant balloon. That was great. There's a long story there, not for a podcast.
Because, like, I see all of his shit
but he's everywhere now. It's like, I like cause, but the oversaturation is cool. Get your money, my dude. But, like,
do you have the Cause Jordans?
I have the black ones. I didn't get the grays.
Yes.
And I will not spend that much for it.
How much do they go for now?
I don't know. I would say like $700 to $800, $900, and
it's
that's
crazy.
just out of my world. Like,
And
I don't do that.
So Cause is like, if you look, he's the one that does like the X's over the eyes. And is that always something he's done?
Most of the time. Yeah, he, like that. Chum was like his big thing, like a Michelin Man. That was an early cause piece. Like the bendy snake, it kind of looks. I'm sure you've seen it. It looks like sperm. That with the.
Yeah, I have seen that
with the skull and crossbones head.
I've definitely seen that.
That's a big. That's like a classic cause piece.
Huh.
Great letters. He does great lettering.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
And like a lot of this shit, so like, and then like you were saying 94, 95, you started getting into like this BAPE and everything like that.
I was in like, it was funny because everything was like, that I was into was all like crossed over. Like, everybody knows that picture of Big where he has on the BAPE jacket.
Yeah.
And like that, that's what I was into was, I loved all the bad boy music, like all that East Coast music. And it was cool to I was like, oh wow, like everybody's wearing this. Like it's gonna make it a little easier for me to get.
Yeah. How did you start getting it?
I got it. So my brother real into wrestling, and he made friends with this guy Mackie in Japan. And we've been friends with Mackie for like 30 years. I don't even know how they met.
Yeah.
I want to say like a BBS, like pre-internet bulletin board. Like, you're way too young to know what a BBS is. But they were like, I don't know.
Almost like a message board?
Yeah, message board, yeah. And it was just a a very basic message board.
Yeah.
So I assume that's how my brother became friends with Mackie. And what we would do is we would send him like American wrestling stuff. So Mackie had a store that sold American wrestling stuff. So we would send him stuff, and I would get what I want. Like what I would try to get.
Okay.
And then, so that was my first pieces. And then, oh man, when did I graduate college? 97. So yeah, that would like, I got like one piece in 94, like, I don't know, 95, maybe like two pieces, 96. I was getting good. Like I didn't have a lot of money. I was a college kid. I went to Duquesne. I couldn't afford shit.
Yeah.
We lived in Belts Hoover. And Belts Hoover was not real nice in the 90s, man. For like two white kids, Belts Hoover was not where you wanted to live. So like there wasn't a lot of money to get everything I wanted. But by 97, when I graduated college, it was on.
Yeah.
Like I was catching up.
Were you buying Supreme back then too?
No. I would get a random. No, I wouldn't get anything at Supreme. I was going to say I'd get a random box cap, but I don't think I got a box cap until
Now, why
2001, 2001. I think it was probably 2000 was maybe my first box cap.
Now, why what? Why did you become a fan of BAPE? Like, was
it was like I was saying before, it made a great transition to what I was into. I mean, because Nigo was into wrestling, and I say I'm not into wrestling, but
you are. You were into the old wrestling.
I'm into wrestling because my brother's super into wrestling.
Okay.
And my roommates in college were into wrestling. So when you're saturated with something
You
for
take
25 years of your life, you're over. Like, I could talk comic books to anybody, and you'd be like, "Yo, this dude knows everything about comic books," and I've never read a comic book.
Well, I seen you pulled out the one plate. It was a Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
So that's what I was gonna ask. Were you a Planet?
That plate's 60? Is it 50 years old? It's 50 years old.
I know it's old as fuck. That's why I was gonna ask you. Like, were you a Planet of the Apes?
Growing up, I loved Planet of the Apes.
Okay, so that's what
So that's what I was saying. Where this all makes sense because Planet of the Apes is a huge influence for Bathing Ape.
Yeah.
And
for people that don't know, their main logo is an ape.
Yeah, and and all the original pieces and Futura's whole, they did like 12 shirts, and like 8 of the 12 are Planet of the Apes screen grabs.
Okay.
So it was an amazing, like, for me, I was like, sweet, I like Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. Plus, it's a
this
dope
is
brand.
this is like my designer, and this is cool pieces, and everybody says it now. Oh, I want to be different. I just wanted to run what I wanted, but I don't want to run the same shit as somebody else.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's not going to happen, but I'm like solid 15 years in the game. I'm not getting caught out there with somebody else's sneakers on. I mean, it's like 15 years straight where I'm not going to be seen in the same sneaker as somebody.
Yeah.
Like, I decided that back in my 20s that wasn't happening. So, to each his own on, but like that was what I was into. And it, like I said, it reflected everything that I liked.
Now,
was into. So
in middle school and high school, like what kind of person were you in school? Were you like a popular kid? Were you like a quiet kid? Were you kept to your own?
I haven't shut up, so like I'm definitely not quiet. I was a good kid. Don't get me wrong. I was all encompassing, man. I'm like the grayest person you'll ever meet. Like, I played sports.
Did you? What'd you play?
I played baseball.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What position?
Played third base until,
that was my shit.
Until my junior year of high school, and then they moved me to second base because one of the coach's sons was supposedly going to play third.
That's fucked up.
So that's where I finished out. Last 2 years played second base. I skated. I drank.
You were a big
National
skater?
Honor Society. Yeah, I skated. I started skating. Oh my God! Whenever skating got big, like, that same era, 87,
yeah.
88. I love skating.
Yeah, I mean,
so
it all kind of goes together, like skating, hip hop, streetwear.
Yeah,
it's all kind of like
it's funny.
Each other
it all
in some
touches
way.
each other because it's just the fact that growing up there wasn't a lot to do, so it all came out at the same time. And
you said you were in National Honor Society.
Yeah, I was like smart as I could have been.
Now, were you as smart, like, I'm going to study all the time, or you just were smart?
Just get
like,
by, my dude. Get
yeah.
by, like, lay off. Like, if I had to do, like, I don't want to say I was smarter than my teachers, but like 90% of my teachers I could have gave a fuck about. Like,
yeah.
And it was horrible because my parents were teachers.
Oh, I didn't even.
So
think
my
about
parents
that.
knew. So there was like no confusion on which teachers were assholes and like who was an asshole.
They knew
in life.
who
Yeah.
was.
And we were raised to like we were never babied as kids. So
Yeah.
like we were adults. And I don't say our whole lives, but like we never got talked down to. Like we didn't like, oh, you got to get a kid's meal. Like, oh, we're going here to dinner. You got to go to McDonald's and
I
get
get what you
something. You
mean.
know what I mean? So like we knew what was up with people.
My dad
So-
raised me being in. So like my mom has been working for PNC for years. So my dad was a stay-at-home dad.
Gangster.
So like
that was my dream in life.
my dad, I was raised at flea markets. I was raised in garages. I was raised around all
Did you ever go
older
to
people.
Rogers?
In Ohio.
Yeah.
You're not the first person to tell me about that, but I've never been there. Matt, the
I don't think it's the
chef from
same.
Streets, has told me
I don't
that's
think
the
it's
place.
the same as it used to be.
He said it was
My
insane.
dude, when I was young, you could buy AK-47s, fudge, fresh squeezed lemonade,
AK-47.
$10 Nintendo joystick, like games, like
Yeah,
everything. was,
everything
like,
you
sold,
want.
my dude. Bootleg shirts, like that's when we would get our magazines. They would have like this old ass car. and it just have like a million magazines on the hood, and they'd be like 2 months old. They'd be like 10 magazines for $1. So my mom would be like, "Oh, go ahead, kids, get your comics and magazines.
Knock
and
yourself out."
Yeah. So like that's funny. And this is fun because I'm super like anal kind. I'm sure you can kind of tell. And I was like that germaphobe kid. Like black boogers are like my enemy. So like going anywhere dirty, dusty, like I would like if it was like 200 degrees, I'd have a hoodie on, like hood up, hands in the pocket. Like if they would have sold rubber gloves and masks, yo, my life would have been great.
So you were just
like if I could have been that kid in the bubble, I would have been that kid in the bubble.
Oh yeah, you were a germaphobe.
I still am. It definitely, my old career made that go away a lot because I was borderline getting bad. Like I wanted to bring my own silverware to places. and I worked at corporate America, so I was like, "Oh, this shit's not gonna fly." Like
That is hilarious.
And like I wouldn't go to bathrooms. Like that's
how were you eating in high school? And going to how would you take a shit in high school?
I wouldn't. Oh, my dude, like I really didn't shit in a public bathroom till like unless it was like I wasn't
severe.
Myself.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
But I'm
gonna hold
literally,
it if I can.
I'm not gonna build a nest. I'm gonna sit on 2 different rolls, one roll on each side. And then I'm gonna put down like 3-inch, 4-inch splash guard. Like
that's hilarious.
I'm beyond hovering. But yeah, I would just like I wouldn't go. But like I had to travel once and I just waited too long and had to go to the hospital. So I recommend anybody if you have to shit.
You had to go to the hospital?
I didn't go for like I hate telling this story.
Yeah, you have to tell it
like
now.
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Tried not to go. Yeah, I was not going in hotels and stuff. And then I was like, that's when I said to myself, like, my life needs to change with these germ issues.
Oh my God. 2 weeks. Jesus.
Maybe less. Might have been 10 days. But I mean, it was definitely.
That's fucked up though. That's more than a few days.
It was definitely like longer than you should go. And then honestly though, after a while, like it just went away. I didn't feel like it. But what happened was when I come home and I couldn't go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
That's when shit.
Yeah, that's whenever
shit literally got fucked up.
So you're saying in high school, like it's pretty run of the mill high school experience and shit like that.
Yeah, I was from a little school. We had 100.
Did you have any idea what you wanted to do in life?
Yeah, the only thing I wanted to do was be like an occupational therapist.
Really?
Yeah, that's it.
Occupational therapy.
Yeah.
How did you even like?
From when my dad had his heart attack and I was
okay.
always going there. That's what I wanted to do because I was
Yeah.
like, man, this like this
You're
really
helping
helped. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do, and it was awesome because like my senior year, I got accepted like before Thanksgiving.
So is that what you went to school for?
Yes and no. I went 2.5 years. So I went to Duquesne. I was going 5-year master program for physical therapy or physical/occupational therapy.
Yeah.
Sophomore. So second semester junior year. So what is that? 3.5 years in, right? I was like, I'm done with this because we had to do a cadaver, and the cadaver I got was like a 25-year-old kid.
Oh yeah.
And I was with like
what do you have to do with them?
Super douche people. So all they wanted to do was fuck around. And that was the thing. We had to do the full on everything you could imagine with a cadaver that you would do. And it just didn't register to me because I was like, why do I need to see this for like physical therapy? And they're like, so you can understand how the muscles connect.
Oh, you had to dissect them and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I was just like, yeah, this shit's not for me.
Yeah.
So I went to counselor or whoever you go to talk about changing your life at college, and she was like, what do you want to do? And I was like, man, the only thing I like to do is music. I was DJing a lot, and I was like, that's the only thing I like to do is like sample, make some beats. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
So changed my measure. I changed my oh my God, I cannot say this. Anyways, changed my major, and I didn't play an instrument, so I couldn't go to school of music at Duquesne.
Yeah.
So I went.
Oh, you had to play an instrument
to
together.
Play an instrument to get into school of music. And I mean, what was I gonna do? Scratch, beat mix, juggle, like
play the triangle.
Yeah. Like this was like pre-electronic music. So like, this was not option. So I just went regular like media studies. I had like 50 minors at that point because I had already changed like from 3 years in.
Yeah.
And then it was like, well, I got to take because you pay the same price up to 18 credits. So, shit, I wasn't rich at all.
Yeah.
So I was like, cool, I'm taking 21 this semester, 24 this semester, 22 this semester, and I'm out. So I finished it in that time.
Yeah.
Still in that 4-year window. And it was cool. Like, and then I got a degree in marketing, media studies with emphasis in audio production. And this is the most electronics I've seen since then. I've never used my degree at all.
So what did you do after college?
After college, I was working on music, trying to like sell beats. This was like, 97. So there wasn't anything in Pittsburgh. So you had to move. You had to move to New York. And my friend Andy worked at the Benedum Center downtown, and he said, I'll get you a job working in a phone room. And I was like, cool. So I got a job there. I was going to save up, move to New York. And I worked there for like a month. And then they said they had like a full-time union box office seller job upstairs. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I was like, but I never had a job interview.
Yeah.
So I want to have a job interview. Well, I got the job. So this
Of the box office?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is 97. And it was cool because, this is a union job. I think I made like 45 grand a year. I worked 37 and a half hours a week. And in 97, 45 grand. I bought a Q45, man. I was done. I was out.
Yeah.
Like, I was loving it. Like, that was probably like, I don't want to say 80 grand now, but it was way more than a kid that was making. I don't want to say I was making $500 a year because maybe that's what I claimed on my taxes. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like a college kid did like a real job. So I said, cool, I'm going to do this. And then as life goes, like, you kind of just find your niche. I definitely did not get lazy and give up my dreams of moving to New York. I actually really liked what I was doing.
Yeah.
And this was big in the .com days.
Okay.
So a lot of like companies went together, and they were like, that's when like Pearl Jam and everybody was like after Ticketmaster. I don't know if you remember that.
I think I vaguely remember that.
Yeah. And this was like the beginning of internet ticketing. So technology was there, and it was cool because I was there, and we were like one of the original. The Benedum Center was on one of the original software products. It started a company, Tickets.com, and they hired everybody. They were like a giant, like multi-million-dollar .com where CEOs flew on helicopters.
What year was this?
To work. 2000.
Oh, okay.
99, 2000. So everybody left the Benedum, and I got a promotion because there was nobody left. So now I'm like 23 is 99, so I'm going to be 23, 24. And I'm director of ticketing and sysadmin. And I don't know shit about sysadmin. So
what's that?
Like
system admin.
System
okay,
admin. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was a Unix backend, the ticketing software.
Yeah.
So I taught myself Unix, and then I taught myself Perl because I don't want to say I'm lazy, but if I can find efficiencies, that's what I do is find efficiencies. And that works really well in my new life. So I taught myself that, and then here's like the first fuck you of my life. Everybody didn't like working for this Tickets.com company, so they all come back. So I got an assistant who used to be my boss who's making like 30 grand more than me. So like the writing was on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
So, what do? Of course I do the wrong thing. So exit there. But luckily, everybody had left Tickets.com and they needed people. So I went to work for them.
Yeah.
And that was one of the best things I ever did in my life. Like, regardless of how life's path split, like that's where I became who I am now, because I spent 10 years on the road, 300 days a year.
Now, what were you doing?
I worked for them 17 years. I did everything. I did data conversions to start. So somebody would be on Ticketmaster software. I would convert them to our ticket selling product. I did. Okay. It's funny. Like I did. Like I'm gonna claim this because all other people are gonna claim it. But like printing online tickets, like printed home tickets. Like I helped write that technology. Like a lot, and then all like secondary market, like StubHub integrations, like all those things were like things that I helped write and like procedurally put in place. I did that, and then after so long, we had so much turnover and different ownership. Major League Baseball bought us. And that became
Really?
Yes. So
Wow.
I worked for Major League Baseball at Major League Baseball Advanced Media because Major League Baseball with antitrust couldn't truly own a software company and force everyone to use it, but Major League Baseball Advanced Media could. So they bought our ticketing software, and we put everybody together, did all this shit, and then like the whole senior management infrastructure was gone. So it was like I was left, and I knew all the clients.
Yeah.
So I got client services. Like, congratulations, here's 600 clients.
Yeah.
Cool. Moved to Costa Mesa. I never moved to Costa Mesa. Maybe that was a poor life choice. I don't want to say I hate Cali because Cali's Cali,
Yeah.
but it's just a different world for me, man. Like
I'm
I
a
walk in. I
homebody.
love to walk.
Yeah, I'm a homebody. I don't want to be driving 3 hours to get anywhere.
You gotta drive everywhere.
It's a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Like whenever I was talking to you, I was like, "Oh, you live in Shady Side, so like it's gonna be a fucking mess to even try to get over there." Like
I'm blessed. I have a garage.
See, that ain't bad. Like I couldn't
I'm good.
imagine how people were living in California though, like driving wherever they need to commute.
Like my Southern California experience is, this is a great example. We would leave work. You would valet at the office.
Yeah.
You would leave the office. You get in your car from the valet. You would literally drive into the same parking lot you were in. You would just go to this deli and valet and go eat at the deli. Like, this shit blew my mind, and I was just like, this is just it's not me, you know, this isn't me. But money never worked out. It was never worth my time.
So you decided to stay here.
So I stayed here, but I was also on the road. So, you know, like I said, I traveled 300 days a year for
So, like,
at least 10 of those years.
Like you're traveling, you're just going around to different like headquarters, or
no? So So I managed client services. So I would just go see every team. So.
Okay.
So
I get what
you know
you're
how
saying.
everybody's pipe dream is, or not pipe dream, but like bucket list people are like, oh, I want to go to every baseball stadium. Yeah, I did that for like 15 years. I would leave, like, I would do some spring training, but March 30th, that, like, I cannot tell you how many Subway ham sandwiches I had for Easter because I was always being in a hotel, and you're like, cool, it's Easter, I'm waiting for opening day, and like, the only shit here is Subway. But Easter's the best meal my family has now because we go out. Or like we all get to go and we just come here and chill and eat, you know.
Yeah,
and
right.
It's cool. Like, there's no more cooking for Easter. Like, it's whatever, you know.
Now, are you a big baseball fan?
That's a real gray area. I like baseball. I really don't watch it. I mean, I catch myself watching it. But
I'll enjoy going to a game.
I haven't been to a game this year. But
I won't out of my way go and buy tickets. But if someone says, "Hey, I have some Pirates tickets. Would you like to come with me?" I'll say, do I have anything to do? No. Yeah. Hey, is it nice out? I'll go. But I'm not going to go buy tickets, or you will never. I'd rather watch fucking, Teen Mom.
You'll never watch it on TV?
Not a chance in the world.
I listened to the game on the radio. I still like that atmosphere. I watched the game too.
I just don't give a fuck about it.
I'll be honest though, I don't like to go to any events. I've seen everything. I don't know. I could write it down and figure it out. I think I've worked 7 or 8 Olympics.
Now where does that come in?
That just comes from the same thing. For the tickets.com software company I worked for, we were Olympic.
So you
did
said,
the software
okay.
at the Olympics.
Now,
So
where have you traveled for that?
I would do. I was in Beijing, Vancouver.
Beijing
was great, and like the experiences, Rio. I'm trying to think of the other London. I'm trying to think of like the ones that were, because a lot I did support, like Torino I didn't get to go to.
So you pretty much traveled like everywhere.
I've been around.
You've been around.
Yeah, I've been around. And those were great because I would do Olympics and I'd get to go 2-3 months. So you get to go to Beijing for 3 months,
Fuck.
2.5 months. It's awesome. Like you really learn the culture and the lifestyle.
Yeah, because if you're there for like a week or 2 weeks, you only get like a touch. But like if you're submersed there for like a short extended period of time, like you get the lifestyle of it.
You get the lifestyle.
What was your favorite place you traveled?
Man, it's hard to say. My favorite place to go is Tokyo. I love to go to Tokyo.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I love to go to Tokyo. Although I just went. When did we go? I went with John. We went like went with a bunch of my John and my friend Adam Ghost. We went. That was like 3 months ago. We went. It was fun. It's not the same. Like shopping in Tokyo is not the same. But the whole atmosphere is still Tokyo's Tokyo.
Yeah.
You know. But the I don't want to say thrifting, but the hunting in Tokyo that ship sailed like 8 years ago. You know, it's not that part's not fun anymore. It's like, if you want to go spend like $1,000 on a Supreme shirt, yo, that's there now.
They know how much it's worth and
it's
shit.
there. Like, you know, like there's still some gems. I'm not gonna say there's not, but I also like shoes don't fit me there. So
my tattoo artist loves it over there. He loves it. He talks about it all the time. How it's just like a, you know, like the different like culture.
Yeah.
And that's what's fascinating to me because like I told you before, like I talked to a funeral director on here. And she was explaining to me like the different like religions and like the way that different religions do everything, and it's like just every aspect is just like these people literally live a different life.
Yeah, I mean it's like it. I can understand people not liking it because it's busy, but
is it crazy over there?
I mean, there are certain parts that are wild. Like, you know, you just see something, you step back and you're like, whoa.
Like I see them videos on like Instagram of like a subway car where people are like literally
but they're not that bad though. Like
okay.
It's funny because like last subway we took at Ghost, my boy, I love him, but he like refuses to take trains. You know, he's on like a spoiled level. Like he gets it, man. My man is out there. He gets it. So like he's done really well for himself. So, you know, he likes to ride around. You know, he wants to be driven.
Yeah,
so
fuck him.
I'm like,
you made it there.
But I'm like,
it.
we're taking the train and we're going sneaker shopping. We're taking the train. He wants to take, you know, I'm like, look, take us like an hour and a half to get there in a car. We can get there in like 30 minutes in a train.
Yeah.
Yo, you get in their trains. They are so clean. Everything in Japan is clean. As soon as you drop something on the ground, somebody picking it up.
Really?
It's like Disney World used to be.
Why?
Yeah, absolutely. It's
why
just
is
clean.
it like that?
It's just the culture.
Jeez, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, people still smoke inside, but like a lot of places you can't. Like people
Do
smoke.
a lot of people smoke there?
Yeah, so many people smoke there.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, everybody smokes, but like you get on a train anyways. We got on this train. Literally, there's like a 5-year-old girl by herself chilling, riding the train, and she rode it as far as we did. So like you Japan,
safe
like
atmosphere,
I didn't.
kinda.
It's safe. Like I don't want to say I'm not a chain tucker, but there's neighborhoods where I'm gonna tuck my chain.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. There, and the same with China. I love China. Like Beijing, maybe. Like I don't need to go back to Beijing. I would like to go back to Beijing because it's been 10 years.
Yeah.
But like Beijing was awesome.
Are you a picky eater?
No. Yes and no. I don't eat chicken, but I eat anything else. I don't eat poultry. I don't eat any poultry.
What's
I just don't like the texture, and I've tried it every which way.
Okay.
Every which way possible.
That's interesting. I've never heard. I've never met someone who didn't like
I've heard
chicken,
that.
but like other things.
Yeah.
So you eat steak and
I
shit?
eat anything else, yeah.
Huh. That's wild.
Yeah. I'm good. Like anywhere you go, I'll eat. And I love to go. I eat out a lot.
Yeah. See, like that's like. I'm a portly fellow myself. Like I enjoy.
Well, you said
food.
myself.
I enjoy. I just enjoy food. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't like I said, I don't drink, so like people go out and have like cocktails, you know.
Joe, that'll kill you on the bill.
But yeah, that's exactly it. I'd rather spend like $8 on something else, but like I like the whole experience of like going. Like tomorrow we're going to this I think it's called like Ruffle and Roost or some shit. I don't know what the hell it is, but it's like it's restaurant week this week. And
I'm not a restaurant week eater.
Well,
I hate getting jammed up on the menus and dealing with too many people.
see,
I'm glad you told me that though, because I will not be eating out this week other than some local Pittsburgh favorites.
Yeah, I mean, like I've never even heard of this place, but my girl was like, "Let's go out there. We'll go on a date." And there's reservations, and I guess the whole meal is like you know like picked out for you, whatever the fuck she wants to do. But I enjoy. I'm very much like you. Like if there's a concert, like it got to be someone that like I'm dying to see to drag me out of the house to go see it. It has to be someone incredible. The last show I went to was Greta Van Fleet. You know who that is?
I've heard. Yeah, that's like that fake Led Zeppelin.
Yeah,
Yes.
But honestly, from Detroit, it's crazy, dude. From Detroit, the kid comes out looking like a fucking wizard, got feathers hanging from his ears. But like,
I think I saw them.
You probably did. They were on Late Night Show. They were.
No, I think I saw them live somewhere.
I don't know. They're all skinny.
They've been around for like 2-3 years.
Probably 2 or 3, yeah. But they literally just blew up. But like they were the best show I've ever seen in my entire life live. Like I was
Really?
literally blown away by it because like I grew up on Led Zeppelin because like my father, like I said, he raised me. So it's like Doors, Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, Stevie Ray Vaughan. So all that shit is like that kind of like that started me up from like my love of music, and then I hear this song in the gym. I remember exactly where I first heard it, and it was a song called Safari Song, and it was by this Greta Van Fleet, and I was like, this sounds just like Led Zeppelin. So I pull out my phone, and it says Greta Van Fleet, and it's a bunch of young-ass kids from Detroit, and I start looking them up, and immediately I'm like, fuck these kids for
You
trying
didn't just
to...
straight Apple Music save them?
Oh, yeah, but
Okay.
like I started like Googling them, and I mean like...
Not to interrupt you, but isn't that a nice world?
That's
we
the
live
best
in
thing in the
now
world.
that
It's
you can
technology.
just-
It's nice to even just be able to like if I'm searching hey Siri, who the fuck sings this song, and it's right there. But
See, there you
see
go.
they both turn on. But like it was weird because immediately I was like, fuck these kids. They're ripping off. They're just like basically ripping off Led Zeppelin. But then like I start thinking of things like more in depth, like to be able to sound like a band as great as Led Zeppelin was, like in the time we're in right now, like those fucking kids that's a bold move. You know what I mean? Like no one listens to Led Zeppelin. No new kids or anything listen to it.
It's funny because I don't even know what new rock channels there are because, I mean, what DVE plays the same songs they've played my entire life.
Yeah, they still play it.
Unless the Clarks have a new song I didn't hear about.
The only time you hear new music is on the X.
Okay, so the X still exists? Because I was going to say, I thought that they became both like...
No.
B94 became like sports talk, but the X didn't.
The
So the X still plays
B94,
new-
John Day, Bubba Shelley went to they disbanded. B94 turned into the Fan.
You know what? I got to interrupt.
Go ahead.
I always thought that was one person.
John Day, Bubba Shelley. Yeah, it's because they all
I
said
always
it
thought
at
it was
time.
one person.
It's the only reason I remember it.
And I know Bubba from wrestling because he wrestles with my brother.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
So
that.
my brother was like, no, that's the guy from the radio. And and like, if my hair wasn't white, I'd be blonde. Because like a lot of these things get over my head. And I literally always thought that was one person. So it's funny you said that because I haven't heard anybody say that in a long time.
That's like if you think of like Bruce Almighty. It's the only reason I know how to spell beautiful. Beautiful. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's things that you
I
hear.
get that wrong a lot. Yeah. Yeah, but those things stick in your head.
Yeah, that- like,
I'm-
those
like,
things-
It's funny because I'm dyslexic. And I don't want to say I grew up in a time where stuff was different, but it was like kind of like, oh, your kid's going to go to learning disability class.
Yeah.
And how you said you remember things. Like, I have a whole memorization thing. in
Yeah,
my
it's just
life of
random
words.
ways
And
to
it's
be
just
able
like,
to
yeah, I'm
memorize.
like, oh, I got this.
Like music and shit. Like I probably listened to I've listened to Ready to Die. Like I've listened to Biggie albums.
I heard you say that. You can't remember the lyrics.
Hundreds of times, dude. And I seriously can't. Like I'll always just be in the car, just like, and my wife will be like, "What the fuck? Like you still don't know what they're
words?
saying." And I don't know if
I
it's
dated
just
a girl
like
once like that, and I wanted to kill her because like if she was drunk and she'd be trying to sing a song and do that, I wanted to reach her.
But you know,
I
it's-
would never. Don't get it twisted, female listeners.
no, but it's
Listener.
What's
or hers?
weird?
I don't
I
know your
got
mom.
multiple.
You got multiple.
For sure, dude. I'm telling you, don't take me lightly.
I won't.
This
Should
podcast.
I pitch myself harder to your female listener? What's that demographic?
Pitch it out, dude. We got all kinds of people in here. I'm telling you, dude. We got a very, very wide variety of people that
wide
listen
net.
to this. Yeah, I mean, like I just know a lot of people, dude.
What
so
should I talk about that'll entice them?
entice women,
No, well, but obviously that no. I
Entice
just
my
meant your
listeners.
Yeah.
bro.
Because
You
I haven't
haven't
talked about sneakers, which is really cool. Like, I'm glad. I was
Well,
like,
we're getting there.
Oh,
Like,
we're getting
You
there?
know how like you were talking to me, you were like, it seems like you don't ever have questions like
Yes.
thought about. So what I do, I'll tell you exactly what I do.
Because you haven't opened your notebook. I like this.
Yeah, it's because I don't rely on this shit because like I want the most realistic conversation. So that's why like the most research I do is I'll go on your social media and I'll just dig.
Did you go the whole way through?
Straight creeping. I've been creeping it real since 1990, dude. Like I could get back. I could find shit
Can
that I
you find
want.
my MySpace? Can you find my MySpace pictures?
I mean, I'm not going that far,
could
but
you?
like maybe
Could
I
any of your listeners?
probably you just fucking Google it. But like it's just like
Just Google it.
you can literally just Google it. But like you fucking. I look at shit and I like start to notice things that are just like I notice things that you have, like whether it be pictures or artwork or things like that that make me have a lot of questions, like,
Okay, cool.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why, like, I feel that if you listen to my first interview, it's with a kid that I went to high school with. We would grow up and, you know, we would go to like Warped Tour and shit and go tour and watch this band like Moths to Flames.
Okay.
All right. And we were real heavy into them. And now this motherfucker is touring around the world in this band.
Okay.
So my first interview was with him. And it was about, you know, like how he grew up and like we grew up being a fan of these people, and now he's in the band. And like,
he's actually in that band?
yeah, dude, he's touring around the world with them in
See,
this band.
If we would have planned this interview more than 2 days in
Yeah.
advance, I would have got caught up and I would have been like, oh, yeah.
See, it's
that's
weird as
awesome.
fuck because like
That's cool as shit.
that first interview, I had just like, you know, 20 questions written down, and it was basically just like, oh, so Zach, what is this? And it's just that and a generic or not generic answer, but it's just like question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. Okay. And the way you hear it, it just doesn't sound as smooth. So like that's why I don't really have like a template. I like to I like to go how things go, because like I know that I would definitely wanted to talk to you about like the whole streetwear shit, because like that's stuff that I'm genuinely interested in right now.
How do you
like,
spell streetwear?
WEAR.
Oh, okay.
Is that
I spell it with a WHERE.
so like where's it at?
Where is it? I've been like that was like an early pun. It's funny because like when we get to streetwear, people have been hating streetwear since like 2001. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I hate what these brands are doing now. And then now people are like, oh, that's the golden era. And I'm like, oh my God, if you would have lived in it, you would have like it's. I guess this is what getting old is, because I just seen the same recycled shit.
Oh, I'm sure.
And the hate now is just different because everybody has a voice.
Yeah, everyone has
And
a
it's
voice, and
crazy,
you see
and,
so
like,
much more.
I'm never gonna be mad that Justin Bieber has my shoes. I'm not, you know, like
Do you hate on Justin Bieber's music?
nah, I like Justin Bieber's music,
Yeah.
man.
You
Like,
can't, that No Brainer song that he just came out with Khaled and
I like
Chance the
that.
Rapper, Amigos and shit, like
Two of my favorite songs, like not two of my, one of my favorite songs is the Kanye Justin Bieber remix.
which one?
I don't even remember.
I don't even know what it
was
is.
when Bieber was super young. It was
I
like his
can't-
first album.
I can't hate on any of
Yeah, he
it.
did a mix of that. Great. And I think he sings well.
Yeah, you
Like,
can't-
And he
you-
puts on a good show.
You can't fault that dude for that. Like the dude is just that's talent.
He's
He
an
can play
idiot in
any
life, but
instrument.
His family's an idiot, and like the biggest thing is, and we'll just go right into your Kanye question.
Yeah.
Is the problem, and it's the same with sports, and it's the same with politics. Is there's endless supply of information, and it's a 24/7 news cycle.
Yeah.
So these people never had forums before. Like I didn't know growing up how like Beastie Boys, man. I loved the Beastie Boys till they got too political. So like 98, I quit liking the Beastie Boys. But from 85 on, like my senior year of college after school, they were on Lollapalooza. I must have went to like 15, 20 dates of Lollapalooza. Like,
Yeah.
I loved the Beastie Boys. I dyed my hair and shit. Yeah, I loved them so much. Straight up, I even wore Pumas and Adidas because of that.
that was why.
So, you know, I wore the Ben Davis shirts, you know, like that's what I liked. So like, but social media didn't exist and they didn't have Twitter. So I didn't know what fucking idiots they were.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
now that's what it is. You
It
know?
really- you
And
see the
You see what
true-
true idiots are. And
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to
And
that.
that's another reason that I like you asked me why I was how I got into podcasting.
Yeah.
So like, you know, you could love someone as far as like their music. Like for instance, like Method Man. Like, you know, I've always liked his music. I've always liked him as an actor and things like that. But then I remember watching like I started getting real heavy into interviews, because like long interviews is where you really find out who a person is. Because like, you know, I could have you in here for 10 minutes and be like, oh, you're friends with this dude, you're friends with this dude, like talk about your fucking big collection, all this money. But like you start to learn about like, yo, dude, I started getting into artwork because I started doing
I
windows
took a
in
beat tape
Ellwood
back
City.
from KRS-One once because he annoyed the shit out of me talking. I was so happy to get him a beat tape, and he gave his lecture, and I took it back off his podium. I was like, this dude's a moron.
Really?
But I mean, he wouldn't
Jeez.
listen to it anyways. He was gonna throw it in the trash.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, well, I might as well at least. And this was back in the day where CDs were like $1. So I was like, man,
Yeah.
I printed it, and I was like, man, screw this. I'll give this to somebody else.
Wait, put a pin in that for a second. So in high school and shit,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of clothes were you wearing?
in high school.
Yeah, like were you like heavy into fashion and shit?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I mean, high school, like, what did we wear? Like, we wore jerseys different. Like, we would wear like there were some jerseys that people wore. Those were like the starter ones. Like Chris Cross would wear those starter jerseys. So we had those. Like all the starter hoodies, tracksuits. Like Troop, Flight. I didn't get a lot of that stuff because I couldn't afford it. So
yeah.
I told you before, man. I wear jeans now, but I didn't really like jeans, so I'm like a heavy cords guy. And he laughed at that.
Yeah, that's what he said to me. He said, "I'm a heavy cords guy."
Yeah, my friends call me the corduroy kid. Like,
that's what's up, though. I
literally have like, I don't know. If you looked in my closet, I might have like 45 pairs of cords.
What kind of brands now make corduroys?
Everybody makes cords.
That ain't true.
I think they do. I'm lazy. I pretty much, for cords, I buy like the Saks Fifth Avenue brand. Okay. Or whatever their brand is, blue, because I know how they fit. Yeah. I can get them online. And then like.
Once you know how they fit.
Maybe like once a month, like one of my friends are like, yo, let's go to the outlet. We'll go look at sneakers at the outlet. Yeah. Get hot dogs. And then I'll go there. And sometimes like they'll have a sale and I'll be like, oh, sweet. And I get like 5 pair of the same pant.
Yeah, and that's literally how I am because like I'm a big dude, so like I can't. Not everything fits me. So like, I was bigger at one time, and it's impossible for a big dude to get any type of fitted clothing.
I got big friends. They say that shit all the time.
Yeah, and it's fucked up. And like I got other ideas. I'm telling you, I got a crazy entrepreneurial mind type, but.
My friend does a big clothing line, like Fat Kid Mafia,
and that's
like,
what it is.
It's good, and like people support it. He makes big sizes because like my homies are like, "Yo, can I get a 3?" Like
I'm a fashionable dude.
Like, what's that?
I'm a fashionable dude, but like you can't like Supreme. Like
you should get that guy. You gotta get into that Geiger shirt. What's that say? Like
diet starts tomorrow.
Yeah,
or whatever.
It was diet shirt says I only work out to fit into fashionable clothes or whatever.
Yeah, see, like I want to dress, like I could dress well, but it's just like half of these clothes don't make 2X's. Like Supreme, they don't fucking make 2X.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, I mean, BAPE goes. I heard they go up to 5 now.
Yeah, they make huge clothes because like
but that's
why not?
The brand is. Yeah, exactly.
If Supreme was so fucking, if they like. I get what they do, but like
I'm shocked they just have not made a 2X yet.
There's literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of rich ass football players that are just big dudes that are they're buying Gucci and shit like that. Yeah. What do you think that they're not going to buy Supreme? Like why not make it? Why not make it Husky Kid friendly? And that's my shit, Husky Kid friendly.
And Husky Kid. Oh, I like that.
Hey, on here, trademarked on here, Husky Kid friendly.
I like that.
You heard it here.
I like that. I have some friends that are my age that could still wear some Husky clothes, like kid size Husky. Like I have a friend that like he's always hype. He'll be like, "Yo, look at this polo vest I got," or like, "Look at this shirt." I'm like, "I never saw that." He's like, "Yo, I got it in the kids section." He's from Queens and he talks like that. And like we just are like, "Yo."
And then
like,
you got the people that wear women's size shoes and they could get the dope ass shit that's different colors. They had a pair of Jordans that were like pink. I love pink. Like I've always loved pink. That's why my logo is fucking pink. And they had these Jordans that were like this pink color, but they were women's. Can't fucking wear them.
Like what size shoe do you wear? 11.
11s.
Yeah, like now, like the women's Jordan goes up to a 10.5. I'm not gonna lie. None of these new ones. They're all butter cookies. I don't get those. But like the old 11, there's like a pink snakeskin woman I got, and this was like 2001. I got that. But back then, women's sizes went up to men's. They went up to like a men's 11.
Oh, really?
I didn't have to unsole it. So
shit.
I didn't have to rip it out. So that was safe. And then there's a Harbor Blue 3 that's a woman's size. And that came in, that was like a woman's 13, and that's a men's 11.5. So like I have 2 women, and then I'm thinking now, there's a pink 5, or there's a gray and pink 5. And can you tell I really am obsessive about sneakers?
Oh yeah. So I walked back in his room, and how many pair of shoes do you have?
Total or in that room?
In that room. Oh, I mean total.
I don't know. Total. So, I don't really know that room. Somebody I think they said like 975, and that was before a lot of those boxes got in there.
Jesus Christ.
And this is where I come out with a sneaker problem. I have a storage locker filled with sneakers. It's like a 20 by 20.
Oh yeah.
It's a small car payment a month to keep that afloat.
And these are basically all Nikes and shit.
I think I have 11 Adidas.
I have over 900 pair of shoes. I have 11 Adidas. That's it. Just Nike and a couple
Nike
Adidas.
Jordans. Yeah, I got like Adidas. I have like this pair of like charity shoes they did for Jam Master Jay, and outside of that, all the other Adidas I have are just Bathing Ape ones.
Oh yeah.
And I quit doing that. I said I'm done with this.
Now, where did all the shoes come into play? Like, when did you start collecting?
When did I start liking shoes? Wow, when did I start collecting shoes, or when did I like shoes?
Yeah,
it's like a 3-part answer. I always like sneakers. Growing up, I grew up in that perfect time again, because all the 84, 85, I loved basketball. And I played basketball as a kid. I wasn't good, so I was done after 8th grade.
Yeah.
But I watch more NBA than any sport. I watch football, don't get me wrong. But
See, I played football my entire life. I don't watch it.
you don't watch it?
Nope.
I watch football.
I'm just I'm a very, very weird type of person.
Okay, I watch football. I'm from Pittsburgh. It's hard. Like, that's funny. Like, it's hard not to watch
I just don't
football
have
from
cable.
Pittsburgh. Oh, okay. Oh,
I don't have cable, and it's just like, are you a TV guy?
Yeah, I watch a lot of TV. I watch enough TV. I talked my Comcast bill down this month because they had me, and then I got some new service because I had to get this wireless transmitter. And the lady was like, "Oh, let me try to do something with your bill." She was like, "Well, I got it down to $300." So they get me.
The dude on the
They get me.
podcast this
Like,
last week,
yeah.
he just talked about, he was like, the only problems I have in life are Comcast.
That, like, honestly, like, I have a mortgage, a $300 Comcast bill. I'm trying to go in order. An undisclosed sneaker locker bill. Condo fees, those are like $250. Gas and electric. That's it.
That's not too bad.
That's my life. So, like,
That's really not bad.
knock wood, I'll be out of this. Hopefully I have month to month by 50. So that's what you need in life.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah. All right. So back to sneakers, right? Or did I interrupt you? Because
No.
I'm the king of interruptions.
Right.
Like this.
Hey, I talk about it all the time on here. I'll be asking people
people
a
are going to
question.
forget this is even your podcast.
I'll ask people a question, and my guests will answer it, and I'll fucking cut them off on some way. And and I tell people, I don't mean to. It's just like, I'm excited to have a real conversation with people. So, like, that's why, like, shit gets cut off, everything like that. I don't give a fuck. Okay. If people don't like it, fuck
It's
them.
fun because, like, I'm approachable, but, like, I don't go out of my way to talk to people. But
Exactly.
once we talk, I'm good.
That's
I'll
why
just
that's
roll.
what you said. The podcast is like, it gives you a reason to have a conversation whenever, like, if I seen you at an event, like, one of Cody's events or something like that, like,
Well, now we'll be able to chat.
it's like $10. I don't even go out.
You don't go out.
I don't go out, really.
I go to all his roof things, man. He makes my favorite drinks. That's really what I wanted you to put in my cup.
Well, what is it?
Anything they make.
Yeah.
Every single time.
he
He's
makes
got
some
like
wild
6.
shit.
Do you think he'll listen? He's a listener.
Cody Baker's been on here.
I know he's been on here, and that was
He
the next
probably
one I
don't
was
fucking
listening.
listen.
He doesn't
I doubt it. You think he does?
I don't know, but if he does, he needs to start making me like a sidecar.
A sidecar.
I'll tell him exactly how to make it.
I really fuck with what he does. And it's the only reason I don't go to his events is because I don't go out. Like,
You should. You'll have a good time.
I'll definitely come out.
You'll have fun. Like,
I'll
next
definitely
rooftop,
come
you'll
out.
be like, oh, these dudes, like, they'll be like, yo, these old dudes get it.
It's always, but
funny
yeah, but
'cause
it's
I'll go with friends with kids, and they never go out. So they're trying to have fun.
yeah.
And they don't understand the fact that, like,
What time you wake up in the mornings?
6:30.
Yeah, see, like, I wake up at like 5:15, and it's just like, I like.
You like to sleep? I don't sleep.
No, I don't like to sleep. It's just I like to not be fucking dead whenever I wake up.
I make sacrifices because there's enough days where I'm like, there's days like my friends will know, like, I go hard. We'll be out. Like, I don't want to say we go out a lot, but like if I have friends in town,
Yeah,
there's a chance we'll be rolling in at 5, and I'll just shower, shave, and go. Like,
Keep it.
I did that too many nights
Keep
on
it.
the road for work. I'd be like, new suit, shower, gone, meet the same person I left with in the elevator, look at him like,
bro. My quality of life, like, I don't really
It's
let
worth
a
it
lot.
now?
I don't really let a lot of people like make me do what I don't want to do. Like, I'm
Okay,
to the
yeah.
point in life where, like, I know that, you know, I could just get cancer tomorrow and fucking die. Like, I ain't gonna fucking waste my time with no one. That's what Germ was saying. Like, I was like, you know what, Germ, like, I'm trying to get you on this podcast. I was like, I ain't kissing no one's ass to be on this fucking thing, you know? And I think that the way I carry myself and the way I do this shit speaks enough for itself.
Oh, absolutely.
Because there's people that have been doing this shit in this city that just their shit is still just terrible quality and like
that was like I mean, I was already in, but I listened. I was like, oh, thank God. I was like,
yeah, I'm legit for sure.
Yeah.
But this whole sidebar. See what I mean? We talked about this whole...
I was slightly disappointed in. I did like your theme song.
Yeah.
But I really wanted that Jay sample where he's like, "You call me right back." I think it's on like Blueprint. I really wanted to hear that in that sample, that little hook. Maybe Jerm should make you a beat.
My boy who made that, his name is Ryan Drish. Real Drish is his name, but he's a DJ. I don't know what he does. He makes music though.
Plug.
Yeah, like I mean, it's plugged everywhere. I plug him everywhere because like, Real Drish at Real Drish.
Like a sample drop.
I told him that I wanted it to be, I wanted it to have like a Shook Ones feel, and it kind of like as soon as I heard it, I was like, I fuck with this heavy, and then like I recorded some shit of my voice and I put it in there just because like, you know, like I'm very I was telling you before we started recording, like I made my own clothing line, Lost Boys Clothing. I stopped it completely because I found another brand that had the name, and my shit was all like registered and everything. I did all like LLC trademark, but like I just don't want anything that has anything to do with anything else. You know what I mean? Like,
clothing brand suck. That's a hassle, man. Because once you get to that point, you're like, cool. Now I gotta chase money, man. It's like the drug game.
It's a
like,
trash.
It's just like, cool. I'm doing this, and then you're like, no, all I'm doing is chasing bad money.
It's just a trash game to be in because like the fashion world is so fickle and just so stupid. Like it all changes like monthly. Yeah. So I got
friends that eat on it, and I love them for doing that.
Yeah, I mean, good for them.
But man, like,
I'd rather be pushing
that shit, man.
I'd rather be pushing all the heat. You
like that end of the business.
I enjoy the interaction. That's where it all ties together. You know, like ever since I was a little kid, my dad has had me, you know, talking to adults and shit like that ever since I was a little baby. So like, you know, it's always been second nature. Like I have never once in my life went somewhere and felt like, you know, like super awkward. Like I wasn't like, I'll go talk to fucking anyone and I guarantee you we'll have some common ground and we'll be cool after that. Like that's why I'm not worried about meeting people like you. Immediately when we started texting, I was like, this dude's gonna be cool for sure. Yeah. Like, you know, some people.
Like, I mean, your co-sign was good. You know, I don't want to say I wouldn't do any podcast, but you know what I mean? I was like, oh, cool, I'm good with that.
Yeah. I mean,
and I was like, oh, I love that logo.
I appreciate that.
I was like, that's good. I was like, I like that.
I appreciate that.
All right, so let me be a good guest. Get us back to sneakers.
Yeah, we got to go back to sneakers.
All right, so so basically it was like 85. You know, all the schools, Nike was really big in college basketball and loved college basketball because we only had like 4 channels to watch, as I was saying. And, you know, so like those was like, and that was like the first time shoes had a little bit of different color. Yeah. And I was into that. And I was like, and it's funny because I got a lot of life lessons from sneakers because there was a kid that moved to my school that year, and that was 5th grade, and he had the Ellwood Dunks, like the black and yellows. And I was like, oh man, this dude's a new kid, he's gonna be cool. And he was like the weirdest dude in the world ever. And I learned that life lesson, like, man, it doesn't matter what you wear, like you still suck, you suck. Yeah.
People could be wearing dope shit, but they're just shitty people.
Then 85, I'm in 6th grade, and that's Jordan's year. So the Jordan 1 was out. So that was, you know, a 6th grade shoe. Everybody had the Jordan 1.
You had them?
Yeah, everybody had them.
So how much were they back then?
$55. I got them at J.C. Penney's in Northern Lights. It was in between like Ambridge and Aliquippa.
$60.
Yeah, I think they were like $55-$60. I want to say I was a 5.5. My private first days where I was a 5.5. Up until that point in my life, I literally only had Zips and butter cookies. That was it. Like Velcro shit from Kmart. Like Zips were like, it's funny, like nobody uses these terms anymore.
Yeah,
I wish these words existed in sneaker culture.
Yeah, so tell me what those mean
So
before.
butter cookies, like, did you ever eat a butter cookie?
Yeah.
Like you see this cookie and you're like, yo, this cookie looks great. And all it is butter.
Yeah.
You're like, there's nothing to it. Like this sucks. Like such disappointment.
Yeah.
So those are like fake shoes, knockoffs, and Zips were like a Kmart brand.
Okay.
So like if I'm like Zips butter cookies, there's a couple other words I'm sure I'll think of and I'll
Payless.
say. Well, yeah, no, but like Payless didn't really exist.
No, but
And-
that's
and
what that's what in my...
Oh, what your generation
Yeah,
called
so
them?
they'd be like,
Okay.
those are some Payless shoes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like the whack-ass Vans or like the, some DSW specials.
Okay, yeah, I was an adult. Like
Yeah,
I could have had kids that would use these terms right now. I talk like I'm real old, but no,
I've never heard that, though, butter cookies.
Yeah, butter cookies. Yeah, I think it was a New York thing. Mm-hmm. But like, okay, so sneakers. I'll get back to that. Now then I'll say why I have so much sneaker like dialogue. Well, obviously I have a lot of it from traveling, like I said, from my job.
Yeah.
But even when I was younger, but I'll get to that. Then where was I? So then 7th grade basketball. So this would have been February 87. That's when the Jordan 2 came out. And I had to get it. And we only got new shoes when we didn't fit our old ones.
Yeah.
So we went to get them. And I had become like the adult size. That was like, I went from Sky Jordan to Air Jordan.
Yeah.
So it went to like $109, and my mom was like, "You're not getting it. You're gonna have to get something else." And I said, "Hold on." I took the footbed out the inside.
Yeah.
And you take the footbed out, you get like a whole. It depends on the shoe, but most shoes you're gonna get like a whole size without the footbed. Not comfortable, but you get a whole size. 7th grade, I was 12 years old. That's when I officially love sneakers, because my mom, that's why I said my parents are gangster, because my mom said, cool, get them. If you want to wear them like that, wear them. And I got to run the kids, so I had the Jordan 2. And to this day, that's probably why that's still my favorite Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
There's other
Jordan
Jordans
2?
I like. Nobody likes the 2. I buy every 2 that comes out, even if it's an ugly colorway. I got some back there that I'm like, oh man, it hurts to wear this. Like I wouldn't wear this, but like that one I'll get, and so that's really when it was. My sneaker problem got bad. It didn't get bad, but I would always as my friends would outgrow their shoes, I would try to get their shoes.
Yeah.
I'd be cool to use shoe. I didn't have it, and I knew rich kids. I didn't know a lot of rich kids, because growing up, I thought we were rich.
Yeah.
And then I went to college, and I was like,
we're definitely
wait
not.
a minute. People go to other places in Cedar Point for a day for vacation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, holy shit. Because Ellwood, there wasn't much in Elwood. I was happy because I had 2 parents. I don't want to knock my friends who didn't, but
No, a lot of people's...
yeah, you didn't
That's a
have
norm
that.
nowadays.
Yeah. So it was weird. Where I grew up, as I'm older, I see how poor it was back where I grew up. And stuff, there's great people there, but it was, it was a still town. The steel mills went away.
What kind of jobs did you have growing up?
What did I have?
Yeah, what kind of shit did you do growing up?
So my brother was 16. He wanted to make money, so he started cutting grass.
Okay.
And he got out. It got over his head. So we got too many lawns.
Yeah.
So we just started cutting grass together, and we had 30 lawns. So
That's not
I didn't
bad.
know what to do with myself. 13 years old. What was I doing with And I get $5-10 a lawn, but I'd have $200 a week.
Yeah.
So that's when I started to buy my DJ equipment.
Oh, okay.
So I bought turntables. And then we went to Allegheny Center. So then I saved up, and then my brother was 17. So this would have been, I was 14. So this would have been in next year. So next year I probably had probably $2,000 saved up,
Oh, yeah.
14.
And that's a world of money.
It's crazy money for a kid. And
Yeah.
back then, you could buy I guess you still buy cars now for that, but you could buy
My
a
car was $1,200.
Yeah, see, exactly. So my brother, he went to Art Institute before he went to college, and he went, and it was in Allegheny Center Mall. He had to stay, he stayed on the other side of Allegheny Center Mall, and now you guys don't know what it's in Allegheny Center Mall other than like they have that like Smallman Galley kind of thing there. They have that and they have a data processing, but it used to be a mall.
Oh, really? Down there where Smallman Galley is?
Yeah, there was like a GC Murphy in there.
Oh, wow.
It was like, at one point it was a nice mall. In the late 80s, it started getting kind of hood because Allegheny, the east side.
I had no idea that was down there.
Yeah, it was a mall. It was a cool mall.
Smallman Galley is dope, though. You been there?
Yeah.
That place is dope.
I eat a Smallman a lot, man.
Yeah, that
like
place is dope.
Ironborn should give me free pizza.
Oh, my God. That's what I was just going to say. Listen, this is a side.
I don't even like pizza.
This is a fucking side. Oh, we got to talk about that, too.
I got some in the fridge.
Listen, so sidebar for anyone who hasn't, Ironborn Pizza at Smallman Galley is like this crazy Sicilian thick crust. Like, it's fire. You need to try it out.
I don't eat chicken, but I would get their chicken wings. I would tell people to get their chicken wings there.
We also got to put a pin in how you said that you don't like pizza, but go ahead and tell me. So Allegheny Center
I don't
Mall.
hate pizza. I just don't eat it. Okay, so my brother's like there for college, and they had a Foot Locker outlet store. Never saw anything like this. And we went in, and they had every Jordan 1.
And this is in Allegheny Center.
Yeah, this is 88, 88, 89, because the mall's getting ready. Sort of going out of business. Like GC Murphy's is like getting ready to go out of business. The end caps are gone. They had like a Spencer's. They had a
GC
great
Murphy's,
store.
is that like a Macy's type?
Nah, GC Murphy's was like a 5 and 10. It like ultimately Walmarts are kind of like, well, not even to would it have been in a Walmart, more like a Kmart.
What's end caps?
You said that? Like the ends of the mall.
I thought that was a store end caps.
No, like the flagship stores were gone.
I know what you're saying.
You know, the mall ends. They were gone. And then
Spencer's was still around back then.
Yeah. Is it still around now?
Yeah.
Wow,
it's fucking still open.
When I was
the same
kid,
Spencer's Gifts?
Yeah, when I was a kid, you go in Spencer Gifts.
Jesus.
And like the back half, you weren't allowed to go in if you were a kid. They sold like adult shit back there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really know. I was like too young to really pay attention. But like they sold posters.
That's
I remember
fucking
you'd go in there and
crazy.
look at posters.
They're still open.
Yeah. They would like, I don't know if they do that now, but they would like at Halloween, they would become like a Halloween store and that's all they'd sell is masks. I haven't been in a Spencer's
I remember
Gifts
whenever
since
that,
the 90s.
no, they don't do that anymore because like Spirit and all them Halloween stores that are around. But I do remember that because I remember that time in like Century 3 Mall back in like early 90s whenever like Spencer's would turn into all Halloween shit.
Yeah.
And it would kind of be like a different feel. And like you were saying, they had a adult section. I remember like Hollywood Video had like a porn section.
Yeah.
They would have a porn section with beads on it and said adults only. That's wild that you said that. But
it's funny because my brother would tell, he's funny. He tells a joke. He always would like go out of his way to go in the back and make a scene in the back room and be like, honey, do you want this? And like say something to his wife. He's like, that's why I miss the video stores. And he was like, because it would just be awkward. Everybody would just watch me walk back there. And he was like, I would just do it to do
You said you wanted to watch Big Sausage Pizza?
Yeah, something along those lines.
That's funny.
So they had, and this was before I was swoosh loyal. Only Nike. Like, they had every Jordan 1. Like, there was only like 4. Well, I guess there was like all 6 there, huh? Yeah. Because they had all the classic colorways.
Yeah.
So, the Breads, the Royals, whatever they're called now.
Yeah.
We called them the blue and the blacks. We called them the red and the Chicagos,
blacks,
the red, white, and blacks. Like they had those. And then they had the metallics. So they had the greens. They had the purples. So they had all 5 of the originals. They had 2s. And they had a bunch of shell toes, Sambas. They had the Ewing Adidas. This was still when Ewing was on Adidas. They had those. They had like pyramids stacked. And all these shoes were like $9, $8.
Really?
$12. Everything was like under $20. So they were all old. Nobody liked old shoes. Because once a shoe was done, it was half price.
That's crazy.
The part that I would always do is like growing up was like I didn't care if it was fresh last year, it's fresh this year.
Yeah.
Like that didn't matter to me. Like Jordans, that mattered. Like I wanted that new Jordan, but that old Jordan wasn't dead to me. I still cared about that. That's why I wanted my friends. And also what would happen is they didn't do a lot of colorways, but there would always be a different colorway late. And my mom would be like, you're not getting two of the same shoe, let alone like you're not getting $100 Jordan.
Yeah.
When it was $50, guess who got 3s?
Yeah.
Guess who got military 4s? Because they were $60. And I was like, I'm good with that, Mom. That shoe is a year old. Like, Mom,
Yeah,
I was
fuck
like,
it.
I want that. That wasn't that mentality in 90, 89, 90. So I bought all those shoes. And I just remember, like, that was, like, when it kind of started where I started getting a lot of shoes. And then I always did sneakers. And then I got into, like, Doc Martens.
Yeah.
Docs were big in, like, 91, 92. So I had like, a killer Doc Marten game.
You know what I think is wild that a thing that I notice about you whenever I look at your social media is like pretty much all your pictures are of your shoes.
It's the same thing.
It's
yeah.
the kicks of the day. But like you talk about like how you're such a big sneakerhead. Like a lot of people who are sneakerheads don't fucking wear their shit.
No,
but you wear everything.
Yeah, because I don't want to guess a number, but I would say I have like 1,800 pair of sneakers, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe more.
And you wear them all?
How can I? Yeah, no.
I get that.
No, because I have like.
Is there any that you won't wear?
Well, I have a few pair that don't fit me because I have like a couple like LeBron samples, like some game stuff. You know, like some things like that I've just like locked into. Like, oh, here's a pair of like LeBron's high school shoes. Like, here's these things. But nah, man.
You have a pair of LeBron's high school shoes?
Yeah. Like if I get something like that, and like it's funny because like I'll do auctions. Like I don't collect sneakers like that.
Yeah.
But like I'll still look at auctions, and when I would travel, you know how you always see those weird ones in hotels.
Yeah.
I'd do all those silent auctions on all those sneakers.
Really?
'Cause nobody ever bids on those in hotel, and I'd get mad PEs and like I don't like autographs, but if it was like a shoe, I'm like cool, I'm gonna get that.
Yeah.
You know, and I'd get some shoes for like $100. Like
yeah, that's
stuff.
fucking
So like
wild.
I have some of that stuff in my storage. I wouldn't wear it because it's not gonna fit me.
Yeah.
But if I get a shoe in my size, I'm gonna wear it in a minute.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to say like I will buy a couple shoes to resell. Like there are shoes that nowadays like man, it's like that crack addict to find somebody that's gonna like pay for their rock.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I don't try to resell. And it's good for me because like not a lot of stores look out for me, but there's a few stores that look out for me because they're going to give me a shoe. I'm going to wear it.
Yeah.
You know, like I didn't get all the off-whites. I got a few of them and I wear them.
What's your opinion on Michael Jordan and LeBron? Who do you think is better?
They're different players.
Okay, that's good. I didn't want you to be like.
I love LeBron, man.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. I'm not even a big basketball dude.
I hate Dan Gilbert. I fucking hate Dan.
I don't even know who it is.
Owns Cavs.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I take my like LeBron. Like I love LeBron. He's my favorite athlete in sports.
I just think it's an interesting because I have no
it's different times.
I have no
game.
dog in the fight because like I don't even have the knowledge to even have an educated conversation about it. But I always like to ask because like I feel like if people are like LeBron all day, like. You know what I mean? Like I could see why people do that, but if people are like Jordan forever,
it's different, man. Because like without Jordan,
that's a perfect answer.
Without Jordan, like nobody would wear sneakers. Like
listen,
you could not wear a sneaker with a suit if it was not for Michael Jordan.
You got to listen to my podcast because I had a whole fucking intro about how there would not be a LeBron James without Michael Jordan.
I'm trying to think who came. No, it wouldn't have been because he was right place, right time, and there was not another athlete that could have ran with it. Yeah.
He
saved the NBA.
It's the reason.
I mean, I don't want to say they should take the Jerry West logo and change it to Jordan, but David Stern owes his life to fucking MJ, man.
And there's people that
there's a lot of people that owe their life to MJ.
I mean, there's people.
I'm trying to pay a lot
of each store. I mean, not of each store, but of each sport that like do certain things, like Tiger Woods, John Daly, like those dudes, like they bring life into it, and like he fucking brought life into it. But like, I mean, he keeps it going.
That's why steroids are great for baseball.
Yeah, they make it interesting. That's for sure because it's boring as fuck. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't even know where we were going with that. But you were talking about like how you have some of the game worn shit. Yeah. But I always ask like,
oh yeah, so wearing everything. If I get it, I'm gonna wear it. And I'm not gonna wear it. So like I said earlier, I'm not gonna wear a shoe the same day I get it.
Yeah.
Like, if I get a Jordan early, like I get it, like I don't get anything from Nike ever. I would love to. And that's funny because like so, this is like a 6-part answer. But you said like, oh, your picture is kick of the day every day. I didn't care at all about social media. I looked at it to see like friends and random things. I'm not out there stunting, man. I got robbed once, and I grew up in a generation like if you talk shit, you're gonna get punched. You know, like I'm not gonna floss. Like I did well for myself. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to put like, yo, come get me, my G. Like, hey, guess who's on vacation?
Yeah, for sure.
Guess who's not here?
Yeah,
come enjoy.
You said you got robbed.
Yeah.
Now, from talking about all this shit, like you have a lot of fucking shit in this house.
Yeah, I got robbed by hood idiots, man. I got blessed. I got robbed by like professionals or crack addicts, either or. But I got robbed by the right people.
And like this shit that was in here in here.
Yeah, it looked just like this. Actually, I had a piano at the time.
Do you play the piano?
No, it came with the house.
Yeah, that's gangster as fuck.
And it looked cool and it had like mad stuff on it, but it was like I had to dust it all the time.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to learn how to play Tender Love by Force MDs. And I got like half of it and I never finished it. And then my friend was like, my wife wants a piano. And I was like, yo,
I got a piano.
And literally I looked for that bench. The Herman Miller bench. I looked for that bench for like 8 years in good shape, a 5-seater, because 5-seaters are really hard to find. I looked a long time for it, and it was like, I don't want to sound like yay, but you know, like that, like shine down on me. Like as soon as I got rid of that piano, boom, that bench showed up, and the guy like drove it halfway. And I was like, sweet. And the guy who took the piano, my boss, like one of my best friends. That's why it's weird saying he's like my boss.
Yeah.
But he was like, come on, let's go get it. And we put it in his truck, and I was like, oh, like everything worked out well. So
it's wild that people were just running through. I mean, you said people just gripped your safe.
Yeah, so they basically, they broke in, they came in the front door, and then so I live in for the listeners at home, as they say.
Yeah.
I live in a condo building, so multiple floor building. And they came in the first floor. I broke in the first apartment, and then they came in the back of the second one. Then they came back up and they broke in the front of the one across the hall, and then they came in the back of mine, and they got my door good. They crowbarred. It looked like a can opener, like ate my door apart.
Yeah.
So they came in my sneaker room, and this was before I had shelves. So for years, my sneakers just been in garbage bags.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's how my sneakers got kept.
And now I look back here, it's literally all walls filled with like very nicely organized sneakers.
Do the shelves look nice?
Yeah, those look dope as fuck.
I almost caught a body on those shelves, so I'm glad you appreciate it.
Those were honestly, there's another dude I know, but he doesn't like fuck with any Jordans or anything. He's strictly Vans. His name's Jeff, but he is our photographer for Threads.
Okay.
He does a lot of work around the city, but he has a shoe walls, and he was the first person I seen with that shit. And then I looked at yours, and I was like, this motherfucker got them too. Yeah. But he's a crazy Vans head and everything.
Okay, yeah. So I designed them because like I based them off this like old like Herman Miller shelving system.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to do this. And I had an amazing designer do them, but this dude, like, fuck him. And I'm trying not to swear.
That's all right.
But no, I was justifying that to my mom and myself. Okay. But like this dude like was seconds from catching a body because he disappeared for like 5.5 months. Nah, maybe 6 or 7 months. And every sneaker that I owned was in garbage bags and boxes in this room. And this room was non-existent in my house.
Yeah.
So I'd have people come over and they were like, yo, this dude is like a hoarder. And I'm a hoarder, but I'm an obsessive as fuck hoarder. That's why I have a storage location undisclosed.
He says he's a hoarder, but
hide it.
It's not a hoarder. He's a collector of nice things. I think when people think of hoarders, they think of dead cats under couches.
Yeah, no.
And old ladies with magazines piled up to the armrests of their thing.
Oh, no. This doesn't work.
It's just like a plethora of just like...
It's cool. Like
a lot of dope shit.
Just imagine a white museum.
Yeah. It's literally... your house looks like a museum with toys.
Right? Like the cutouts are good in the wall,
yeah, the
right?
cutouts are dope for sure. Like that, the cutout with them 3 like Cause toys on there are pretty dope.
And there's one underneath it. Like,
yeah, like that's like those are dope.
Yeah. So, anyways, so the guy was just AWOL, and then finally got shook down, and he came and I went to work, and like random friends just came over and waited, wouldn't let him leave, and it was either that or he was getting tossed off of Bloomfield Bridge. I hate to say it that way, but like that was the next step, because my one friend, I'm not gonna disclose his name, was done with it.
Yeah.
And he was like, just can't get over on you anymore. And he was like, I'm ending this. So the
shoe walls are dope.
Yeah, so the shoe walls are great. That's my voice cracks like a Brady Bunch. Shoe walls are great. So we were talking about jobs.
Yeah.
Man, all right. So
We're talking about all kinds of shit.
So jobs. So I cut grass in high school. I DJ'd. I worked at a hot dog place because I love hot dogs, man.
Oh, yeah?
I'm a heavy hot dog eater. Heavy hot dogs. Then in 94, I worked at Gabriel Brothers in Century 3 for sneakers, because they used to get all the shoes that didn't sell. So I was like, cool, I'll do that. And everybody stole there, and I wouldn't steal, but you could just wait, and the shoes would just get marked down. And I was like, why am I going to steal it? Like, nobody's going to buy these. And I remember, and the reason I took that job, because that's 94, they retroed the 2. Ironically, the 2 came back out, and they brought that low out. And Gabe's had, like, I'm talking 3,000 pair.
Really?
Like, they had, remember how, like, Gabe's used to be, when the shoes, you'd walk in, it was on the right.
Yeah, all down the wall.
And it was dirty, like that blue dirty Gabe's. Kind of looked like a
still,
Hills.
Still kind of
Yeah, but you know how they've, like, retro done it a few times?
Yeah.
This was, like, the early Gabe's days, where, like, shirts had, like, 2 logos on them. You know what I mean?
Double printed.
Yeah, you had like 3 arms. Like, you had an armhole like coming out of your chest.
It's whenever like all the buttons were offset and they couldn't button
up. My
up.
brother bought a Detroit Red Wings jacket there once that said Det Riot instead of Detroit. So like that Gabe's, not the Gabe's that exist now. You know, that's like they're selling Paylesses. You know, I still got
some decent shoes supposedly sometimes.
Man, don't get it twisted. I still go to every.
You find some gems there or some gems there?
Not anymore, but I found enough things over the years where I can justify like a quarterly Gabe's run now.
Yeah,
and I do the same with outlets. Like I've gotten great things, and you know, there's like those stores I'll still look at.
I think you also have like a different type of taste for.
I have a different thing of what I'm looking for. Exactly.
Yeah, like you're not looking for like the hottest shit that everyone's.
I'm looking for a random thing that they shouldn't have.
Yeah, like something very like I was telling you before, like your whole shoe collection is like you have it's just like a bizarre. Like, you don't see a lot of people with those shoes. You see a lot of people with the generic same shit over and over and over again. Or you see someone with like, you know.
I mean, I'm like Jordan 1, 2s, 3s, 11s. I like 4s and 5s. I don't have a lot of 4s and 5s. Forces and Dunks.
Yeah.
Pythons and Talarias. I don't miss those.
I don't even know what a Talaria is.
Is a Nike running shoe from the 90s. There's a generation of sneakerheads, as they say now, like my age, who loved that shoe and always wanted it to get retroed. So when it came back, like, we really cared. But it's a great road runner.
You know what I do want?
And I love to walk, and I'm heavy outside.
I'd be surprised if you'd have it in that room as a Nike Decade. The Heaven's Gate shoe.
Oh, I have that in my storage locker. I have most of those SBs. I didn't miss, well, Dunks in general. This is horrible to say. But it's easy to understand if you're like an old sneakerhead, because I didn't miss a Dunk from like 90 to
those weren't Dunks.
2010. Yeah, you mean that Heaven's Gate? Oh,
like
the ones
the cult,
like the ones they actually like killed themselves in.
Yeah, the black ones. Yeah,
that was just like a black Cortez, wasn't it?
Yeah, it looked like a Cortez almost.
Yeah, I thought it was just a black.
They
Cortez.
almost look like the Internationals now.
Yeah, I thought it was a Cortez though.
No, it were Nike Decade,
and
Nike discontinued them after they killed themselves, and they started making like white ones and shoes that look similar. But like if you look at them now, like, you know what round 2 is? Yeah. So like round 2, that's
Sean Worspoon.
Yeah,
we talked about before how you get a Nike, but whatever.
The one dude, well, I mean, like, that dude is a pivotal. Like, he brought back pretty much all the reselling shit. Like, they were the ones.
Influencers are different. In this world and time.
Exactly, influencers. Yes. That's a
Michael
perfect
Jordan's
example.
An influencer to me.
Exactly.
Sean Worspoon is not, but guess what? Sean Worspoon sold 1 million shoes. He sold more than Noah's ever going to put out there. I make a better.
I get what you're saying though, but like, that's a good point. Like Michael Jordan.
Man, that's like hating on music and hating on shit. Shit is different, man. We need to grow with our
What do you
culture.
think about resellers?
It is a game, man. I said I will sell a shoe if I have to, man.
Yeah, but I mean,
have like some of my best friends, man. That's all they do 24/7.
Oh, okay.
One of my best friends lives for it. Like we almost like we're on like we go through like shaky times friendship over shit.
Yeah.
And like I get beef. We get beef with like 40-year-old men, kids with people with grandkids. Not that the person with a grandkid, me and him never have a beef over a fucking sneaker.
Yeah.
Like me, my boy Joe, like we've been doing the sneaker thing since forever.
Yeah.
Joe had I don't want to say I owe a lot of my collection to Joe because Joe knows everybody.
Yeah.
He's that friend that knows everybody.
Yeah.
And his friends ran You're Too Young to Know, but like Villa obviously.
Yeah.
But then like they had like in Monroeville Mall they had a World Foot Locker.
Yeah.
And then they all went to Champs and then all the stores. So everybody in all the stores all worked under one guy. And I was like Joey's boy. So like everything we wanted, we get. And it was awesome times because Christmas would come and you get half off, like employee sell.
Yeah.
I just go buy every Air Max. You know,
Yeah,
like
that's
I missed
dope
all
for
these
sure.
Air Maxes. So but what I was saying about resellers, sorry, I went off on that tangent.
That's all right.
But like, as I'll argue with my friends about this, but like, resellers are resellers. It's part of the game. I saw it in ticketing. I worked in ticketing, for a living. Like we were talking about that, and there was always brokers who sold tickets for more money.
Yeah.
And since I've been into sneakers, there's always been people reselling shoes for more money. I mean, that's how I got my chain. That's how I know Ben, because Ben used to resell sneakers. So
I don't know who that is, Ben.
Ben Baller.
Oh, I know who that is.
Yeah. So like that's how Ben and I were friends from like sneakers from
Yeah.
forever ago. And so like there's always been resellers. But what happened in ticketing and it happened in sneakers is eBay, StockX. It gave everybody the ability to flip sneakers. And my dude, I'm not mad at you if you can enter this Nike raffle. And you can get this off-white for $160
And resell
you
for
can wait
$650.
4 days, come in, sell it on StockX the day it comes in. Take that Nike, take your thing out, print that, put theirs in, sticker the box, hand it right back to that UPS dude. Don't even let him leave.
Yep.
And you're gonna net. And once 3 days is done, you're gonna net $650, $700 profit. I'm not mad at somebody doing that, man. That's a car payment. You push a Beamer.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why I think that Sean Witherspoon like got that shoe because like he kind of. I feel like he brought like a revival to everything because there was a second where like Jordans and everything were kind of falling off from people.
Nah, I just think everybody just it like I've seen this happen like already.
I'm sure
this
it's
happening, and it's just
it's going to keep happening
because it gets oversaturation.
Exactly.
Like you can only put out.
Look at records coming back now. Like vinyl's coming back now, but it's just like there was a time where it was like a little bit of a lull because they just kept pumping out the same shoes. But then this dude kind of brought back all the vintage shit.
So this is what I was saying. So like when I was saying I didn't miss a dunk from like 90 to like 2008. 2009. I'm like talking 18 years and not missing a colorway of a shoe.
Yeah.
It's stupid. But there was 3 in the US, 3 in Europe, 3 to 4 in Japan. And that was it.
Yeah.
So all you had to do was have a homie there, have somebody. And the sneaker world was small, man. There was Nike Talk. There weren't a lot of us, So, cool, I'll get you this. Australia. And then you go to Canada. Oh, man, I got a great story about getting a case in Canada over sneakers.
Jesus.
You go to, like, I'd go to Canada because Canada got all the EU Nikes. So, boom, I'd have 2 of the continents covered, which is funny saying 2 of the same continents. I know my geography. I'm not that bad. But I'd have 2 of the continents releases covered in a day. I'd be like, cool, I'm gonna drive to Windsor, be back in 9 hours. Like, so I'll go get all my Jordans and all these forces. They'd have like 6 forces I want. And then, like I said, we had Mackie, so I'd get to Japan. So it was easy to get shoes. But now, not even counting Nike ID, like that's where the market went, is like, there's 50, 60 forces, a month. There might be 45, 50 Jordan retros.
People that have Nike accounts,
get everyone, man.
people that have Nike accounts like Kith and shit like that, they're doing like hundreds and hundreds of pairs a month.
I just want to know, I don't know Ronnie.
Yeah.
So I respect what he does. I don't think he's a genius in terms of colorways, because that's one thing. Is
You don't like his colorways?
Yo, they're colorways, my dude. Congratulations. You made some Nike ACG and other colorways that existed. That's the way I look at it. Colorways are colorways.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to say I'm dope, but yo, let me sit down for an hour at Nike on Photoshop and just let me print every force idea I have in my head. I will give you bangers because I love sneakers.
Yeah, but everyone.
Ronnie grew up in a store, man. His uncle owned David Z. He's been there his whole life. Like,
yeah, but it's all about who you know. Just like what you said.
oh yeah, but that's life in general, man.
That's all it is. That's all life is.
That's all life.
You wouldn't have shit if you didn't know your boy.
First job, and this is like I said, I didn't like wrestling. I know Andy through wrestling because him and my brother loved wrestling. I knew him. He got me my first job. Without that job, I wouldn't have became my job in ticketing.
Yeah.
And wouldn't have got this where I'm at now.
Yeah.
And it's all because I knew one person. Now, it's that first step, man. You just need that door open. It's
that's all it is. It's what you do.
Once you're in those doors, man, take it.
Yeah, do what you need to do.
That's why I love Geiger, because, man, my dude is the bully. He gets shit done.
And I'm interested.
He gets something done.
I'm definitely interested in what he's doing. Like, he's a... like I said, I'm not a huge sneaker guy personally. Like, I don't own a fuckload of sneakers, but I appreciate the whole. I appreciate it all. Like I see what he makes.
Custom sneakers, man.
I see that you don't have any back there.
I hate custom sneakers. You know why they didn't? You know why Nike didn't make that shoe? Because they shouldn't. Not John, but that, like, people that paint shoes. Like, everybody wants to dye these off whites. Man, I'm not dyeing mine. Fuck out of here.
Did you see the forces that they just came out with they kind of look like a shadowed Nike symbol that almost kind of look like a misplaced check?
Yeah, that Chanel swoosh.
Yeah. It's I noticed that the other day and I was like,
I mean, it's cool. Like, that's great. Like, imitations
is
like
the
best
highest form of flattery. I was just gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, I remember you talk about doing a clothing brand. I did a clothing brand back in the day, and like my logo was it was like a Sasquatch logo. I had a basic one. I had a couple other designs, and Extra Large jacked one of my logos, 100%. The font, the entire shirt. I was butthurt because I loved Extra Large.
Yeah,
like they were a huge brand to me growing up. I was butthurt. And I remember I was like, oh, fuck them. I want to sue them, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, first off, what am I going to do? Their pockets are deeper than mine.
Yeah, you ain't doing nothing.
And I remember I talked to Future, and he was like, man, I was like, what do you think? He was like, man, if it was a grenade, it wouldn't have been the fragment that killed you. It would have been the grenade.
Yeah.
And he was like, he told me, like, life lessons and, like, the shit that, like, he's most famous for, and people, like, they don't get paid for that, you know, and that's life. Like, the lady who designed the swoosh, she don't need on that. You know what I mean? Like, that's life. Like,
it is.
You have to, just take those. That's just how it is.
I agree with that. All right, listen, we're right around 2 hours.
Oh wow, it's that long. You're gonna have to cut this down, though. But you're gonna lose all your listeners.
No, definitely not.
If you stayed through this long, you should send me a direct message and I'll send you a pin. How's that?
That's a good deal.
If anybody made it this long.
That's a good deal. What's your so we'll plug you at the end, but listen.
Pause.
So at the end, like, we're obviously talking about all this shit, but we need to just put a pin in it, and I'm gonna have you on again. I mean, we've been in here for a minute, and now I don't mean to abruptly just end it up, but I could talk to you like
chat.
Yeah, like me and you could go back and forth for a minute.
I kind of forgot we were recording. You keep pushing me, I keep leaning around just to make eye contact.
No,
I'm just saying, we can definitely chat easily. So
yeah, you're a relatable person. You have a lot of shit that's you have a lot of knowledge. It's very interesting to hear your aspect to everything. Being your age and being in it as long as you have, because the world now is just very weird. Yeah. Now you just have people.
This isn't a brag, but a couple of my causes I got right from cause.
Yeah.
I paid $150 for 1,000% bear brick.
Yeah. That's
right from cause.
And how much do they go for?
I don't even know now.
Yeah, a fuckload. Multiple.
8 racks.
Yeah. Multiple thousands of dollars. So
but that's what I mean. I've really been into that same stuff.
Yeah, you could tell that you've submersed yourself into this culture for forever. I mean, you could definitely tell that you know about it. And it's interesting because like you know, I'm a little bit younger, and like I work in a streetwear store now, and I think people that grew up in your time would classify it as a different type of store. But
that's good though, man.
It is.
Like,
it's good. It's good.
I love Brick. That's like a homie, but like Time Bomb was a streetwear store. Those times are gone, man.
Yeah.
Those times, you know what I mean? Like his store's different now. Like streetwear stores aren't streetwear stores. Like kids don't dress like streetwear.
Yeah, it's
You need to have,
streetwear
like,
is more of a the term is very loose nowadays.
Yeah, it's acceptable.
It's just it's basically a way to describe stuff that's just not like a mall fit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like,
like would you like I got friends that'll laugh when I ask this, they know where it's going, but would you describe the Hundreds as a streetwear brand?
I know that they used to be, but now the fact that I see them in like Jimmy
They're
Jazz,
in like those stores now. Did they sell?
I don't know if the Hundreds is in Jimmy Jazz, but they're in Zoomies and PacSun.
Good for
Like
Bobby.
yeah, so like
Okay.
they're definitely making money now. But like the Hundreds, like, do you keep up with them a lot?
No, I have
So the
eternally hated them for like decades.
See, like,
contradicting themselves. Like,
They were
they're really good friends with one of my friends, so like I respect what they've done, but personally, nah, man, I wish wash.
from a visual point of view. Like I love I love a lot of their shit. Like
That one dude, the Ben, is that the bigger dude? I don't know what he's
Ben Hundreds.
He
Yeah,
got the beard, the white dude.
Yeah,
He's not as bad as Bobby.
Yeah, see, but now the thing that I don't like that they're doing is that they're literally just doing a collab with anything in the world just to do it. Like, I'm talking about like random, like just random shit. You know what I mean? And
I
it's
feel like then they had to sell. Like, dude, when that happens and you get in those stores, like, do you ever see that show on like HBO, How to Make It in America?
I don't think so.
It was about this kid in New York, like making a clothing brand. He sold sneakers to do it. It's funny. Like, it's very relatable now. Like, I feel like if people haven't watched it and they're into streetwear and fashion and shit, like, you should check it out. It's good. The girls are all A+. It's a good HBO show. Ended abruptly. I think it was like 3 seasons, maybe 2 seasons.
Oh, it's not like a documentary. It's like
it's like a HBO
oh, okay,
show.
yeah.
It fell
Fuck
into
yeah, I'll
that
watch
like
that.
entourage.
What's it
kinda
called
world.
again?
How to Make It in America, I want to
Oh,
say.
man, I've never
Alu
even
Black
heard of
did
that.
the theme song for it.
Okay. Damn, I'll definitely check that out.
It's worth watching. Like, you're bored one weekend, like, you go through it, you're like, oh, good. You know, like I said, it's got everything you want. It's a good HBO show. It has nudity where it's appropriate. You know, I'm not saying it like, but the HBO shows don't have nudity suck. You know what I mean?
I get what you're
like,
saying.
Come on, man, just do it. Like, you went that far.
Yeah.
Anyways, since you're wrapping this up, what medium do I bring these on? Records or
What do you mean?
these 3 records I have to bring on this island?
Oh, wait. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
I was just bringing it back.
No. Because yeah, I know. I'm
trying to be the professional.
No, I know. We just keep going and going and going. But I do there are things that like I want to talk to you about. So we're definitely gonna have to have you on. But I am trying to keep it a little bit.
And if you made it this far, you can even ask a question.
Yeah. Even hit him up with a question. But okay. So the last segment I do for each podcast is a segment called Desert Island Questions. Do you watch The Office?
Yes.
Okay, Office.
Not anymore, obviously, but yes.
Well, the Desert Island questions come from that, so they get locked out during the fire episode. So I give people 3 categories. You get 3 choices for each category to take with you on a desert island to watch, read, and listen to over and over and over again. So the first category is movies. You get to pick 3 movies or TV shows, and I'm very generous. I'll let you take like whole series, whatever.
I could take like 3 whole series.
Yeah, whatever the fuck you
it's
want.
Easy rap. I'm gonna take Planet of the Apes. I'm fine with just the originals.
You don't like the new ones?
I do. I love them.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Don't get me wrong.
I was
them.
very
They're great.
late to the new ones. Like I remember watching the old ones, but like I got on.
Have you ever watched the old ones as an adult and understood like the political context of all those movies?
The last time I watched them, I was probably maybe 14 or 15.
You should watch them as an adult. It's funny. Like
I would like to watch them. I definitely would watch them because now
I've had this conversation with too many people, so my friends that listen are gonna hate this because I'm not gonna get on a soapbox.
I mean, that's all right.
But like, it's funny because people think of like Planet of the Apes movies as like, oh, these like Roddy McDowell, nobody knows who he is, dressed up in an ape mask, running around doing stupid shit. If you watch them, they still speak to the culture. They speak totally to the culture that was happening then.
Yeah.
But if you watch them now, they are very socially relevant.
Yeah.
To how fucked up our America is.
100%. It really is. And like I said, I was late to watching all the newer ones. Like I still haven't.
Great though.
They really are. They're phenomenal. I just finally watched the last one. Was it War of Planet of the Apes? Is that one?
The one with Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson, and like I mean, Woody Harrelson, take him and leave him in that movie, but like, I just love them.
Those movies you don't need a star.
Yeah, you don't. You do not. You don't need a star for that. I feel like it's just distracting, and you're just like fucking putting on a show.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason to have him in there.
Well, yeah, no, you didn't need him, but
could have been a male.
Is it? Do you say homage? Is that the right word or homage? Homage.
Yeah.
Homage. It's the right homage to the old movies, though. The way things got done in that movie, as like a Planet of the Apes purist. It's funny because I usually can't watch movies over and over. I like people like how you said you have movie quotes. Shit, like if it was a movie I saw in my youth, I saw it once.
Oh, see,
like I've watched like outside of the movies I'm going to name. Back to My Island.
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
If I can get them all, it's awesome.
All of them. I'll give you all.
Then
even the new ones.
I got like 14 movies. Maybe I can get the TV show and the cartoon, which would be cool. I get it all. That would be literally. It takes me like 4 months to watch.
Put a pin in that. How did the relevance of BAPE and the apes come? Like, do you know the story, but the backstory behind all that? Or is that too long?
Futura's he was very into Planet of the Apes. And so was Nego. It was just something that, like, they
that's what I figured.
And the symbolism just ran from
That's
there.
what I figured. And they have
the ape was part of the camo. And a bathing ape is a term in Japanese culture that was the youth, people a little bit older than me, the generation, the post-World War II, not really the baby boomers, but kind of like the kids of the baby boomers, a little older than me, maybe people in their 50s now, like your parents' age. Bathing ape in Japanese culture means to bathe in lukewarm water, to be complacent in life. This is where I'm at. And it was Nego's movement of fashion to have like minimalistic pieces, but with his aesthetic, his Planet of the Apes camouflage influence, but yet be custom tailor made and be sold at overpriced because he wanted to be on the Gucci levels.
Yeah.
The Fendi, the Gucci.
Yeah, the higher level of shit.
That's the level he wanted. So
makes sense. I was just curious.
All right. So I'm taking Planet of the Apes. I'm definitely taking Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, you Star Wars head?
I love Star Wars.
Okay.
Man, I'm like heavy. Like Beatty and I, man, that's our friendship.
Oh, he's a big Star Wars guy?
We watch like
I'm going to have to get him on here.
Yeah, I will
definitely hook that up because I followed him and I followed him through the years with his Varsity Squad shit, and like I've definitely heard his music, and he's an interesting dude for sure.
Yeah,
always had wild videos and everything.
Wow, dude! Wow.
I enjoy it.
Him and I, like, man, like his videos. If you knew like the
that one, him in the rocket ship and everything like that, like I fuck with that heavy.
Yeah, you gotta watch out though, man. I hear like he's like Illuminati bred. I don't know. I don't know. There's some ties. You might want to really dig deep into his like back check him.
I will
before you have him on there. Yeah, but him and I are heavy Star Wars. Like we watched like Rebels, that Disney one.
Okay, people have told me that's good.
Oh, it's unreal. It's great.
Yeah.
And then Clone Wars is coming back for another season, so we're ecstatic. And then, like, obviously, I've seen...
He said, we're ecstatic.
We're ecstatic. And, like, I jumped. Like, if you could have seen me, like, heel kick
That's
here.
funny.
And, like, my brother, obviously, I've seen every single Star Wars movie with him.
Yeah.
And then, like, I have, like, 3 friends. And my one friend, Jim, I've been friends with him since, like, since we were little kids, and he moved to Florida. We were kids, but he moved back. And
Yeah.
So like we go like we have our Star Wars crew of like adults, you know.
Yeah, so, like, you
and
can all
that's-
go and
that's,
roll.
Like yeah, we're like
Dude, my brother and my cousins and everything, they'll go and wait in line for fucking hours and go watch them every midnight.
yeah. Well, we won't go midnight. Like we'll be like, well, if we can't get 9 o'clock, we'll just take off the next day.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go get hot dogs.
Yeah, I don't even think they have midnight showings anymore. But I mean,
I feel like they do.
the pre-night.
But like
showing.
we're old now, so we get tired.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, like I will stay up if it's worth it, but it is hard to sit down for a 2.5 hour movie at midnight, man. I'm like,
I'm
man.
out.
And
I'm
I got
out.
a half-hour commercials.
I'm out.
I'm like, yo, it's 3 a.m.
I'll sleep
Like,
standing up.
Yeah, what am I doing? I'm up for 20 hours. I got to
I
get
know.
up for 3. So what we usually do is we won't go Thursday night. We'll call off Friday.
Okay.
We'll go to like 11:30 movie. We'll get like early morning hot dogs or like sometimes we're cheap. There's that burp on the air. That was horrible. I'll bring us bagels. So like,
Okay.
I'll stop somewhere here because like I got great bagel options around Shady Side. So I'll bring bagels. We'll eat. We'll go to the movie, and then we'll go get hot dogs after. And then that's
a
like,
good day.
Yeah, that's like great. So, anyways, I'm taking Star Wars. Man, my third movie. Ooh, I don't like enough movies to watch that much. I don't know. I would take either Tron or Casino.
Listen, I ask everyone.
Oh, I know. I already had my answer prepared.
Yeah, I already asked
As
everyone.
much ties as Goodfellas has to Pittsburgh,
Casino all day.
I can't watch. I don't like snitches, man. And Goodfellas is a movie about a snitch, man. Henry
It's just,
Hill.
he's
is-
way too
is a
manic at the
snitch.
end. It
It's
gives
too
me
many-
anxiety.
Yeah, it gives me anxiety. The
Gives me
helicopter
anxiety.
chase.
When he's all coked out, looking at
Yeah.
that helicopter, like putting them guns, taking the guns to De Niro and putting them back in,
Yeah.
and like all fucking coked out. It freaks me out, dude. Like I don't
Great
need to watch
scenes,
that.
like a great movie, but like
Casino,
if,
dude.
yeah, like
The
I'm just
Vegas
saying, like
lifestyle and everything is just
man,
unreal.
I'd love to be Ace Rothstein, man.
Unreal.
Oh,
And his
like,
clothes
that was,
and
like,
that.
idol of mine,
Like,
man,
like
100%.
those are the suits that I want in
wouldn't
life.
choose him for my dinner,
Yeah,
but yeah, like
man, that's definitely good.
yeah. So I don't know. I would. Oh, you know what? I would probably take. Oh shit! I might take. I was gonna say Enter the Dragon, but that's too cliche for someone. I might take The Killer. I don't know if you ever saw The Killer.
Who's in it?
Chow Yun-Fat. It's old, like.
I know who that is, but I've never seen
It's
it.
a John Woo movie. It's good. I think Supreme's
like
doing a
John Woo.
collaboration for it this year too.
Really?
I'm pretty sure because I saw a Killer shirt in a lookbook, and I was like, oh, I bet they're gonna do a Killer collab. Makes sense. I think it's like the 25th or 30th anniversary.
That makes sense.
So that movie's really good. But I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take this. Oh man, I'm not even gonna take a third movie. I have enough to watch. Oh, you know what I'll take? If I take Lord of the Rings, or Harry Potter, can I get them all? Because I
All
never
of
saw
them.
any of those.
You never seen any
No, and I have zero desire to see them or read
Bro,
the books.
listen to me.
And everybody said I should see them, so maybe I'll take
I
one of
wanna
those
know
if I can have them all.
Why don't you like them, or why don't you have a desire?
Because they were unimportant to me.
Give me
Like,
one good reason.
I had zero friends interested in it. I had zero like child's friend, like nieces, quote nephews interested in it. It was not relevant to me at all. I don't read whatsoever.
That's fine.
So there was just nothing about it, and it's
Bro,
funny
I'm
because
telling you, you need to watch them. If you're watching fucking Star Wars and shit, it ain't no.
But like I watched what's that one? Game of Thrones. I've watched.
I don't watch that. I need to.
No, you don't.
Everyone,
Here's
you're
the thing.
the
It's good.
literally the only person
Here's
I've
why
ever
I'm gonna
met.
tell you why you don't have to watch it. Because you're a busy person. If you watch Game of Thrones,
Oh,
my
you'll
G,
get taken in.
You're gonna lose 72 hours, and you're gonna watch like an entire season of a family that gets killed.
Yeah.
So like you're gonna watch 6 years of shit that does not matter to get right here. If you got 72 hours that you want to watch it, by all means, cool. But I'm sure there's a video on YouTube.
Yeah, that'll give you a
that ties it
recap.
up in 30 minutes.
Spark notes.
If you could watch an hour, if you would watch,
It's a regular 2-hour movie.
yeah, you'd be good. I would say, cool, do that. If somebody like edited it even that long, I'd say, yo, give it 2 hours. You'll like it. It's great. But
It's
too much to get
It's a
caught
big
up
commitment. Yeah,
It's
that's
a
too much
commitment,
for me.
man. It's a
The
commitment.
last show that
I've had a relationship shorter than that.
the last show that I devoured was Shameless. Like I was way late on that, but
Okay,
I watched
I like
like
Shameless. I've watched
7
that
episodes. I watched like 7 seasons in a couple months. But like I have like guilty pleasures, dude. Like you ever hear Gossip Girl?
Yes.
Where
I have a friend that watches that.
I'll be getting crazy judged for this, but like I watched that's 121 hours of TV shows of just terrible.
So you watch a lot of TV?
No, I used to, but like now, dude, I just work and like after work, me and my girl come home,
got a girl,
make dinner, and then
you
we
don't
just
watch
sit
a lot
down.
of TV when you're in a relationship.
Yeah, and or we have to watch the same thing. So it's like if I put anything on, my choice is like I'll put The Office on, and it's just always playing on a constant loop in the background, just all the way
You
through.
and Beatty could talk about The Office for like a year.
I'm probably on like maybe my 10th time through 11th, and it just keeps going. Sometimes I won't even watch it. I'll be at work sometimes.
Do I have to listen to find out what your favorite episode was?
No, I definitely have never even broke them down because like.
Oh, you never even broke them down. Wow.
No.
It's funny. That's like
The dinner scene though.
The dinner scene?
Or the dinner party. Whenever Jim and Pam go to Michael and Jan's
Michael's house where he has a little TV.
a little TV, and he goes,
Okay,
I could stand here for hours.
Yeah.
The
That's
show
a
is
great one.
unreal.
That might be. I don't want to say that's my dad's, but that's definitely one of my dad's favorites.
That's probably one of the best shows in TV history. Germ hates The Office,
I
and it
heard
made
that.
me very, very
And
weary.
I thought it was weird that you said people that would like like how you could see The Office and Seinfeld people not agreeing, because I love Curb and Seinfeld and I love The Office.
I know a lot of people that
They don't like both. That's weird to me.
Yeah, well, I think it's all just like I don't really like Parks and Rec or like Trailer Park Boys.
See, I never watched Trailer Park Boys. I watched like the first 2 episodes of Park and Rec, and I couldn't watch it.
I didn't
like it.
I gave it 3 seasons, but nothing just like really stapled me into there and like wanted.
There's a few people who like I really respect their opinion who are like, no, you should watch it. You'd like it. And I haven't yet. It's like on. I do have a list of shows I have to watch.
I do
only
too,
like 5
but
shows
there's
like
just too much good shit out nowadays to settle on some shit like that. Just like I'm probably never gonna watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah, no, I don't think you should.
Yeah, I'm probably
You're
never
not
gonna
missing
watch Game of
anything.
Thrones. And there's
I would tell all white people you don't need to watch The Wire anymore either. Like
I've never watched that.
You don't need to. Like if it was shot in HD, I'd say watch it. But man, it looks so poor, and it doesn't, and it wouldn't be relevant to you. It wouldn't, and you'd be like, okay, this sucked, man.
There's just so much good shit out nowadays. It's literally ridiculous. I'm a documentary type. Like I just got done watching Wild Wild Country.
Okay.
You hear about that?
Yeah.
If you watched it,
No.
watch it because it's fucking insane. It's.
Yeah, that's
You said you're into conspiracies and shit like that. I'm telling you.
Really?
It's the wildest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
It literally is the wildest thing ever. This fucking guy, this regular random Indian dude, moved an entire city from India to this random bum-ass town in Oregon that had 49 people in it total. So they just weren't they wanted to get away from their laws in India, moved to the United States.
People?
Like I think the new total was like I think they said 150 at one time because you needed over 150 people to like vote to create like a state. It's literally mind blowing. It fucks with me. But then
I'll watch it.
But then they got shows like
I thought it was something a little different.
like
so
I
that's
Am a
okay.
Killer. There's a
See,
show.
I hate those shit. And
that's addicting for me.
I love my sister-in-law. But I had to have an intervention because they were using I'm cool. Anybody can use my Netflix password. But I was like, you have to make your own profile.
Yeah.
Because she watched killer shows.
Yeah, I love it.
And then my brother, and I'm like, I'm seeing nothing on who built the pyramids. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not seeing. I don't know what else I watch on there, but I get
what you're saying.
I watch other.
I'm a murder type person.
Yeah,
like,
I hate murder shows.
That new show is literally people that's on death row that just talk about their experiences.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
I want all of it.
Yeah, I don't need that, man. I don't know.
That's all negativity in your
I
life.
don't like to think about
it's toxic.
death. I'm just a positive.
And you said you don't read at all. You play
like I
video
said,
games?
I could take books because if I'm stuck
Okay.
on a desert island, dude, I'd rather read.
Okay,
I would
3
take,
books then.
I thought about this hard today. I'll take the Bible.
Okay. You a religious man?
No.
Okay.
Well, oh man, that's a whole great podcast.
Okay, we'll talk about it a different time. Don't even get into
good.
it.
That's a great. I am not religious. I would definitely.
I believe in a
rock
higher
Jesus, peace,
power,
and
but
respect.
I don't believe in any organized religion. I think it's ridiculous.
I think it's just what you are as a person. It makes you a good person.
your own
It
morals.
puts you on that path. But I also think religion, and I don't want to dwell on this, but I think like organized religion, especially for kids, is kind of a good thing. Because if you're brought up with nothing, you don't have any.
Oh, I agree 100%.
Your aspect.
I was put through Sunday school, raised Catholic, but I would definitely give my child, if I have one, the opportunity. They're going to go through it all, and then they're going to make their own decisions, just like I did.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Like and my parents respect my shit,
Yeah,
and
I mean,
that's all that I
I'll
ask.
bridge this version, but like I grew up in a church with like pedo priests.
Oh, yeah.
So, like we went away every weekend.
Yeah.
We weren't allowed to be altar boys, like. But my mom and dad made it a point that we went to church every week. So we would like go here. We go to eat dinner somewhere else. And we go to a different church. It was cool. It was like our Saturday away. Didn't know what it was as a kid. We were like, yo, we're rich. We're going away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And by going away, we went to like Youngstown.
Yeah,
we went like
Youngstown.
We went with like an hour drive. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like
Really
we
exploring.
we went to Century 3 Mall. Like we went somewhere like out there and we'd like find a church. And my parents were gangster, man. This was no internet. They just could like smell a Catholic church. I don't know how they did it. And they were like, sometimes we'd roll into church. We'd always like gauge it to be started at 6:30. Sometimes we roll in at 6:35, and the shit would have started at like 6. So like we walk in, I'm like, sweet communion line, I'm out of here in 15.
know,
My mom
right?
be like, yo, it's not working like that. So you still have to kneel, pray, the whole thing. So I would take the Bible because I never read the Bible.
Yeah.
Like I feel like as a kid, I was like in CCD and shit.
I never paid attention to anything.
Though? Yeah, man, I got jammed up so many times CCD because my CCD was on Sundays.
Mm-hmm. Mine too.
Late. So like I'd miss the late games.
Okay.
And I love my uncle, and like him and I would like watch football and bet. He taught me how to gamble as a kid, so we'd always be betting on the late games, and it likes to be CCD time. So I'd always this was like the early days of like little antenna TVs, and I didn't have headphones. I just have it with no sound.
Yeah.
And like I'd always get jammed up, and they'd always try to take it. And I'm like, yo, you're gonna have to tell my uncle you took this.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have to do it. And I was like, I didn't disrespect people, but
You liked your things and you needed that.
but I just knew who had what authority. I'm like, yo, you're teaching it to Sunday school.
I know,
Like,
you ain't
like shit,
Get out of here.
Take it to the curb.
You're a volunteer.
Take it to the curb, B. You're not getting paid for this. Like, my parents didn't want to do it, like, because they didn't want to deal with this headache. They're already teaching. They get paid. Like, they didn't want to do this. Like,
That's funny
you got
as
no
hell.
jurisdiction. My parents know damn well I took that TV. They know damn well I'm trying to watch, like, the late football game. They know what it is. They told me how to go, and I never said I had to pay attention. Just told me, like, if you're
just
not
go.
specific with young Noah, you got exactly what you said to me to go there. I went there.
Yeah.
That was it. Like, I didn't care about it, but like if you said no, you need to go there and pay attention, I would have went and paid attention.
There you go.
All right, so I'm taking the Bible. I'm taking the Apocrypha. Is that what it's called? Like the missing books of the Bible, like the Book of Enoch.
I don't know what the
I
name
think
of
it's
that
called
is.
the Apocrypha. I don't know how to say it. But I would take that. There's like these 8 missing books of the Bible. I would take those.
Okay.
And then I'd take Chariots of the God, the Eric Von Donigan book, where they talk about ancient aliens. Like the TV show. And I'd just read them all, and I'd figure it the fuck out. I'd have enough time
to just interpret things in your own ways and figure it out.
Yeah, and I would just have like
that's hilarious.
Yeah, and I'd be listening to the next question. You're gonna ask me what songs I'm gonna take, and
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'd be listening to.
Good.
Well, I did that. What medium would I be allowed?
Anything
to bring?
you want.
Would I bring records?
If you want.
If you would bring records, I would bring other things because
I'll give you a turntable on there.
only one turntable.
I'll give you 2 if you want.
Oh, because if I got to bring 2 turntables, I would bring I'd bring Ready to Die because
Okay.
I have like this special set that's like every song's a 12-inch. I got it from Bad Boy back in the day.
Okay.
So that would give me like 14 records.
Yeah.
So then I could juggle, and there'd be a lot more I could do with my short musical selection.
Yeah.
But ideally, I would take Off the Wall, Random Access Memories, Daft Punk,
Okay.
Michael Off the Wall, and man, I don't know. I don't want to take Rated Die. I've heard it too many times. I think like New Edition's Greatest Hits.
Okay.
I think that's what I would take.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I would take that.
That's an interesting pick.
Yeah, I think
All
that's what I
three
would
of
take.
those, that's an interesting pick. Daft Punk.
I love Daft Punk,
Yeah.
and that's a great album.
Yeah. I mean, like I've never like really dove into their shit, but like anything I've heard from them was good.
Okay. And again, like ancient astronaut theorists, like if somebody discovered my island where I was at, and they listened to that album, they'd be like, "Whoa, how much technology did this guy have?" Because it's all like futuristic and robotic, and outside of hip hop, like when I was a kid, like I loved Kraftwerk and breakbeat stuff like that. So it's synth and
Fits hand to
synth
hand.
pop really like still resonates.
Yeah, for sure.
And Daft Punk fits into that same world of everything I like. Like they had Metacom toys, like they did songs with Pharrell. You know what I mean? That whole thing. So everything I like always just kept crossing over. And that's why I said I'm a fucking stereotype, unfortunately, of everything I like. Oh, of course this person's gonna do a collab because
It's all right. You like it.
But it kept working out that way in my life.
I could have bet my life. That you were to pick Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
I could have bet my life on that. I did not know. I mean, obviously, it's not that hard to choose if you're a crazy BAPE fiend.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, and you're obviously like about that shit. You have a decent amount of money and some kitchen chairs on just BAPE.
There's like 2 in the kitchen. There's like 5 I haven't even opened yet. I have a lot of chairs. I don't want to say I started collecting chairs, but
That's all right though. But like I could have guessed I did not know the Star Wars shit, so like that's dope. And Casino, that's a good surprise because like I like that because those are 2 of like the most, in my eyes, probably the most debated. Like like what was
to me that's De Niro's best character.
Yeah, I mean it's all just I don't know. I'm a big movie head, so like I just love movies. That's why I ask people that. Casino was something that I came to late in life.
Okay.
And I've loved it ever since. But okay, so those 3 Desert Island questions. The next question is the death row meal.
Oh man, can I eat like a couple things?
Yeah, like people have like Germ went to probably 6 different places.
Oh, I would get red hot dogs and chili fries for sure.
Where's
That's
that?
Hot dog place I grew up back home in Ellwood.
Oh, okay.
That's chili dogs.
It's still around?
Yeah, it's still around.
Red hot dogs.
Yeah, it's worth the drive though.
Man,
fucking unreal. Like, have you had Brighton Hot Dog Shop?
Yeah.
Okay. It was like, I don't want to say it was the predecessor to Brighton, but it kind of was.
I like
if you're
that for
from
sure.
there and you know stories like.
Did you ever frequent McKeesport?
Yeah.
Sam's hot dogs?
Sam's was good.
Yeah, that was my shit.
Yeah.
That was like right in the peak of me remembering.
There's a place I love.
What about the Caboose? You been there?
No. I've heard good things.
The Caboose is out by like
it's on like 51 or something, right?
Yeah. It's definitely worth trying if you're but it's more
they don't have like the hot dog stuff. I don't like
yeah, so theirs is more you get quantity for a cheap amount.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I don't want a bologna-esque hot dog, man.
No, don't get me wrong, they're good, but
Are they?
it's not anything.
But
like,
I've been like, fuck, I'd rather had a shit.
what about Big Dogs? You ever been to that? It's like they have like a food truck and shit.
Oh yeah, it's all right.
It's pretty fire.
I mean, me, man, I don't need like a bougie hot dog.
Yeah.
Like, give me like
Just a
good
ballpark?
chili. No, not even a ballpark. I would like something kosher, but give me like, I mean, Joe, you like the old street vendor in Shady Side. He's not here. He hasn't been around all summer. I'm like really disappointed. Like. I'm really like
So much disappointment.
I'm so disappointed, man. Like my Saturdays or Sundays are usually like I don't always get them off. So like the few I get off are like I go to like Salute, I get a berry bowl. Like I might eat a Salute like 4 times on the weekend. Like I'm creature of habit, but like the ability like to get a street dog like on Saturdays was great. And now he's not there, and it's like so bad to me. I kind of want to like get his street license and like start selling hot dogs, man. Plus, I feel like you make a stack a weekend anyways, minimum.
Yeah,
like
just
Friday,
cash.
Saturday, I'd be out there killing it. Yeah,
Killing it.
and like I mean. My taxes will be like that.
So red.
Like, all right. So red hot chili fries and hot dogs. Man, I would take a pizza from Pizza Joe's. It's kind of like Newcastle, Ellwood area. Like
Okay.
Pizza. They have one. I think it's in like, if you go out on 65, it's not too far. Like, cause I've gone there and got it home, and it's still warm. So it's maybe like 30 minutes away out that way. Maybe like towards Swickley, there's one.
Yeah.
I would take that because their pizza's good, but because like, I mean, I would eat that over Ironborn because that's what I grew up eating.
Yeah.
I would take that. I would, man, am I allowed anything to drink in this meal?
Sure.
Oh, I'd have a 5th of Hennessy, 3 lemons, a bottle of Cointreau. I'd make sidecars.
3 lemons.
3 lemons to a 5th, perfect mix, and a bottle of water. Man, I think that I kind of think that'd be almost. Oh, I'd have a corned beef sandwich from Sammy's,
Okay.
and my dad's French fries,
Okay.
and that's it.
All right. That's good.
I think that's it. Yeah.
All right. Last question. The most important question is, if you could have a conversation with anyone alive or dead, who would it be?
Yeah, man, I thought that a lot. Man, I don't know. I'd like to have like a witty answer. I don't know, man. I think I'd like, I mean, right now my parents are alive, so like I'm not gonna choose them. I'll call them. But I'd probably say my uncle Bill. Like he was like another parent to me growing up, and he died when I was 20.
Yeah.
And he never got to see who I became as an adult.
Yeah.
And he 100% influenced like who I am and how I treat people. And I'd like him to see that. Like,
yeah, and be able to
that would be cool.
have a conversation.
I'd like to like buy him a drink and dinner.
Yeah,
you
like,
know what I mean?
Now, like
have that grown man conversation.
In the point you are at in life now.
I kind of would like to see. I'd like. It's funny because I'd like to see like, because he was a great man. And I'd like him to see how I turned out and how he influenced that. And I'd also like to see if he was like a mobster. I'd like to ask that of him too. I'd like to kind of like dig a little deeper too as an adult.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would definitely choose him. And I would choose him.
All right.
All right, I've talked forever.
All right, I
it's
appreciate
midnight.
you.
You're like, yo, I had told you I had to work at 5.
That's all right.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you being on here. I appreciate you taking some time out to bullshit with me.
Absolutely.
We'll definitely have you back on. Everyone else that's listening, appreciate you. If you're still here listening, hit him up for some pins. He'll definitely send you on. Follow me on social media at I'll Call You Right Back on Instagram, at ICYRB Podcast on Twitter. I'll Call You Right Back on Facebook, YouTube, wherever the fuck it is. Email me at I'll Call You Right Back at Gmail. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you dislike. Tell me if you have someone that you want me to talk to. Call me a piece of shit. Whatever you want to do. But I appreciate it. And I'll call you right back.